The latest PlayStation 5 trailer has many theories swirling around Uncharted 5. Is it a teaser? What about Naughty Dog's comments about moving on from Uncharted? And also, what about all the other games that were included in the trailer? I want to give you a breakdown right here at the beginning of the video. You don't have to go searching for all the information. I'll give you a recap kind of the trailer and what everybody's speculating. I then have my own wild theory about why some of these games are included. God of War Ragnarok, Ghost of Tsushima. Are they doing anything with these games this year? I'm going to give you my theory in the beginning of this video. Make sure you hit subscribe and the bell button, follow button, all those buttons. We appreciate you watching our content. So, a recent trailer from PlayStation entitled Live from PS5 Bringing You the Extraordinary showcased a bunch of live action trailers for games on their platform. And the Uncharted speculation started swirling very, very quickly. I will try to give you a quick glimpse of it right here at the beginning. It happens right there. So there is a young woman walking in sort of a tomb with a torch. And obviously everybody's like, that's Uncharted, because Tomb Raider is looking like the next game will be published by Amazon. So there's not some sort of chance that this is a Tomb Raider game that will then, be landing on PlayStation as an exclusive. So if you look at the Uncharted speculation, I started thinking, okay, maybe it's a Lost Legacy sequel, right? Maybe it's a Lost Legacy sequel. So I went and I looked at the characters from Lost Legacy. They're a little bit older than the character in the shot. She does look young. Also, the two lead characters in Lost Legacy, one of them is a black woman, and it's clearly not somebody with dark skin. Also, the other woman in Lost Legacy has like dark brunette hair, and this person looks like they have lighter hair. So many people are saying maybe it's Cassie Drake. Maybe it's the character at the end of Uncharted 4 that they kind of hinted may one day pick up the Nathan Drake mantle and continue. There's also Destiny, Stray, as well as a very, very quick Callisto Protocol. So the Callisto Protocol clip is definitely not a PlayStation title. All of the rest are, but you almost can't even catch the Callisto one. So that's sort of the first and prominent theory that started swirling. It's a new Uncharted game, but however, that's sort of difficult to square with recent commentary from Neil Druckmann about Naughty Dog and Uncharted. Okay, he said he sat down with BuzzFeed and he does this interview in the wake of the massive success of The Last of Us on HBO, and he had the following to say about Uncharted. He said, people think there's all this pressure that we have to make a sequel. That's not the case. For us, Uncharted was insanely successful. Uncharted 4 was one of our best-selling games, and we're able to put our final brushstroke on that story and say that we're done, we're moving on. Now, careful observation would say here, that's an interesting way to phrase it. He's not saying no more Uncharted. He's saying we put our final brushstroke on the story and we're moving on. This could be a case where Sony approached them and said, we would like another Uncharted, and they're like, no, we don't want to do that. We want to move on from this. And the idea that they put their final brushstroke on the story, our final brushstroke, almost like, yeah, that's our final contribution. We're gonna move on from this. Now, Uncharted is an IP of Sony, so Sony could be saying, listen, we're gonna go forward with somebody else. We're gonna give a new Uncharted game. So this isn't my wild theory. I think this is just something that you have to consider in the wake of his commentary, that I do think he leaves room for somebody else to work on it, okay? So the first is the least likely, right? That I thought maybe it's a Lost Legacy thing, but then I don't think it matches up with the characters from Lost Legacy. However, the comparison, it does look like the lighter hair, which would line up with Cassie Drake as sort of picking up the mantle of the series, okay? I actually think that's a pretty decent theory. The most glaring question would then be, who on earth is going to develop it? Right? I don't know if anybody would say, hey, Uncharted without Naughty Dog, really? I don't know if I'd want to play that. I think that would be a concern in the marketing. That'd be a concern for the public. The theme of the trailer seems to be established really big first-party titles from Sony. So it being a brand new IP is possible. Like maybe they're wanting to do a spin-off that's like inspired by or in the world of Uncharted, I don't know if they would do that. But if you look at all of the games that are included, you got Ratchet and Clank, you've got Returnal, Ghost of Tsushima, God of War Ragnarok, Gran Turismo, Horizon Forbidden West, even Stray. So, and Destiny's included in there too, very briefly. There's a guy in the water like waving at a ghost. Some of these scenes will likely get longer trailers as well. I don't know if they filmed some of these just for literally half of a second shot. The guy's like swatting at a ghost from Destiny. It's like super, super brief. Now that Sony owns Bungie, they're not necessarily saying Destiny is one of their first-party titles, but it is a title sort of under their ownership. Now, this leads to my wild theory. And I'll admit, this is a wild theory, okay? This is a wild theory, but what if everything in this trailer is doing something in 2023? Which raises tons of questions, because you've got God of War Ragnarok in here, you've got Ghost of Tsushima. What if that's a possibility, okay? One of the themes lately of their trailers is experience the unexpected. That's their big thing, experience the unexpected. Well, it would be pretty unexpected if we see some of the things that I'm about to predict. Well, maybe not predict. Let's just theorize that what if this happens? There is some commentary that adds some credence to some of the parts of my theory. Now, some of the things are more obvious in the trailer. They are having something happen this year. Spider-Man 2 is releasing this year. Final Fantasy 16 is in there. It's where like the big demon-like dragon thing is breathing fire. That's Final Fantasy 16. That's releasing this year. Horizon Forbidden West is getting DLC this year. Destiny has Lightfall releasing this year, okay? It gets a little more challenging when you look at the other titles, okay? Let's try it out. Let's see how far we go. I want to know what you think. Let's have some fun with this. So, Returnal coming to PC February 15th. So, Returnal's in there. And there are two titles that are noticeably absent from this trailer, because somebody's going to say, Lono, this is literally just a trailer showing off all the great titles you can play on PlayStation 5. Okay, well, there's no Death Stranding and there's no Days Gone, and Death Stranding just had its director's cut around the same time that Ghost of Tsushima did. So you would think that'd be a great game to show off. They just announced the sequel. Why wouldn't you have that included? Well, it kind of hit me. What if they're not included because there's nothing left to do with them? Days Gone launched. Days Gone came to PC. That's kind of the end of the matter. Death Stranding launched. It had its director's cut. It came to PC. That's kind of the end of the matter. Ghost of Tsushima could be being included in this trailer because it's going to be a surprise PC release this year. Everybody's been sort of begging for that one to come to PC, and we know Sony is heavily committed to more things coming to PC. I'll have more on that in just a second, because there were investor conversations where they said, we really want to push into PC and mobile. Surprise or faster PC releases are possible, maybe even likely, in light of some comments from Herman Hulst. PlayStation Studios, he's the head of PlayStation Studios, he did an interview with a YouTuber, and he confirmed that single-player games from PlayStation Studios will release at least 1 year on PC. So he said at the earliest, you could see a single-player PlayStation game coming to PC within a year, okay? So it's confirmed that a single-player game could arrive as early as 1 year. Now, track with me on this, okay? That leaves room for God of War Ragnarok, but it also leaves room for Horizon Forbidden West. Horizon Forbidden West gets DLC in April. Well, a few months later would be a great time to bring it to PC with all the DLC. Just have an amazing cadence this year. Sony could be looking at their yearly cadence much differently now, with games launching on the PlayStation 5 as well as games coming over to PC. Sucker Punch has been pretty quiet since the director's cut and the Ikishima DLC was added to Ghost of Tsushima, so we could be getting a surprise Ghost of Tsushima PC launch this year. Now, with God of War Ragnarok, if there was ever a title that PlayStation was motivated to bring to PC within a year, it's God of War Ragnarok, for a handful of reasons. Number one, God of War 2018 did absolutely amazing on PC, to the point that I was surprised it did better than Spider-Man. Spider-Man probably ran into a price point challenge, because once it gets kicked to PC, you should probably take about $10 off. I think that helps with your optics and your reception, and they didn't do that, okay? So we already know that the port of God of War 2018 absolutely crushed it, but we also know from the developers that God of War 2018 coming to PC changed the pipeline of how they were working on God of War Ragnarok. There was an interview around the time of the announcement and the launch date of God of War coming to PC where one of the devs said, we've actually changed some of our procedures in our pipeline on God of War Ragnarok. So that means that God of War Ragnarok could come to PC much faster this time. The process of getting it there could be quicker. We also know that the director, Eric Williams of Ragnarok, said in an interview that it's unlikely the game will get DLC. So you could see it come to PC well before maybe expected, because like Horizon Forbidden West is going to have its DLC come out about a year and 2 months after its release. Couple months later, they could kick it to PC. I don't know. I think Horizon Forbidden West is a little bit harder to predict coming to PC quickly because I think the engine gave them some trouble with Zero Dawn. I don't know how quickly they could do that, but we do know Forbidden West is getting DLC this year, which would make sense in my theory, my wild theory, that everything in this trailer has something happening this year. Now, Gran Turismo 7 is likely getting DLC, which means it doesn't really need to come to PC for my theory to hold. We know Gran Turismo 7 is going to be getting something, and that brings me to two of the challenges. There's two pretty significant challenges to my theory. And the first one is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is in this trailer, okay? I don't know if they can bring that to PC. They did things with the instantaneous load time and the rifts that might be a challenge on standard PC installs. Like a standard hard drive might not even be able to play Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart because of some of the things they did with the transitions between the cutscenes and the actual gameplay, as well as some of the rifts and the instantaneous load time. Now, they somehow figured out how to do it with Returnal, but I don't think Returnal quite did the same things that Ratchet and Clank did. So I do think Ratchet and Clank is a challenge to my theory. It released in June of 2021. Waiting 2 years for DLC would be kind of weird. Unless they're announcing a sequel, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's a possibility. So I do think that would make my theory have a bit of a challenge. There's also a like millisecond, 2-second maybe shot of Callisto Protocol. I don't even know why they included that. It doesn't make any sense at all. Now, somebody might say, well, the Callisto Protocol is when they say, oh, there was a crash landing on a planet. Everybody's assuming that's Returnal. I think it even looks like the Returnal ship in the background when she's standing there talking, the reporter who's in like the spacesuit. So we don't know why Callisto's included. Again, if it is Returnal, then, you know, why on earth would you have Callisto in there for a few seconds? There are aspects of games with load times in games like Rift Apart that may make certain games coming to PC a challenge. Even though Returnal figured it out, it may be harder on other games. Another challenge to my theory, Stray is in there. I don't know. Stray is in a situation where are they going to add to it, or are they going to add DLC? I'm fairly certain, you know, it did very, very well on Steam, so maybe they're just promoting it on PlayStation. You know, keep in mind that 2025 is fast approaching, and I told you I was going to tell you about this. According to an investor's report, Sony plans for roughly half of its game releases to be on PC or mobile by 2025. Well, that means this year is included, right? So with Stray already being on PC, I don't know if they would maybe do DLC or something with it, but with these other titles, I could see wanting to bring them to PC quicker, because in order to get this, to make good on this promise that, hey, by 2025, roughly half of our games need to be on either PC or mobile, a greater percentage of that half is PC. It's in the 25 to 30% range of the bar graph that they showed. So let's break this down into just some final thoughts or questions before I discuss it with the live audience. Number one, Sony very intentionally planted an Uncharted teaser in this trailer, which points to something coming with that franchise. Since the lead was a younger girl with light hair, the Cassie Drake theory, I think, has the strongest traction in my book. I do think this means that any future Uncharted content is being built by somebody else other than Naughty Dog, unless Naughty Dog, like, whipped up some side story $40 game with Cassie Drake, and that's their final brushstroke. I highly doubt that. I think if we get future Uncharted, according to Neil Druckmann, it's not going to include Naughty Dog, so maybe they're doing something with the old games, but I don't know why that would mean there's a woman in the game, because the old games are all Nathan Drake, all right? Second thing that we can say about this could likely be a very strong first-party showing for the PS5, given the focus on increasing saturation of the PS5 this year. So I think that's a possibility. That's a possible explanation for why all these games are included. Ghost of Tsushima, Destiny, Stray, Returnal, right? It's very possible that they're thinking, hey, we're going to have way more PS5s in circulation this year, and look at the ending. See, this is a commercial for the PS5, okay? Again, my theory's a wild theory that they're putting all these games on your radar to say, hey, these are games that are going to have something going on this year. It's very likely this is just a PS5 trailer. However, I think when you include older games like Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, Ghost of Tsushima, it starts to make me curious if something's going to be happening with those games this year, since again you left out Death Stranding and Days Gone, and then included a quick glimpse of Callisto Protocol. I don't know why you wouldn't include Days Gone, or at the very least Death Stranding, if this is just to showcase just how great the PS5 is right now. The third thing we can say, my wild theory certainly has its weak points, and it's less of a prediction than it is a fun theory to consider, given how fast and when some of these titles could come to PC, especially given Hermen Hulst's comments and Sony's commitment to have so many more games on PC before 2025. It would certainly be unexpected for Sony to start focusing so heavily on PC in such a quick cadence. But it's not unexpected, honestly. It being in a quick cadence isn't really unexpected, since they said they're going to be pushing more to PC at some point. So that's why my theory kind of sparked up in my brain. I was like, wait a minute, what if they are doing something with every single one of these games this year? They said they were going to potentially be increasing the cadence as well as the saturation of their games on PC. Lastly, no matter how this theory pans out, I do think, upon reflection, God of War Ragnarok will end up having the shortest window to hit PC because of how well God of War 2018 did on PC, and because they publicly said that the port to PC helped and changed the development of God of War Ragnarok. So regardless of if my theory has traction, or if you believe what I'm saying is going to come true, I do think the more I looked at this and thought about this, God of War Ragnarok will likely be the fastest PlayStation game to come to PC. I think that's a pretty solid prediction. Would love to know what you think. And that means I want to know what the live audience thinks. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Nice strong start, guys. Make sure we get to 200 likes. That'll be a nice fast 200 like count. There's over 350 people here, so 200 likes is nothing. Let's get the member count down in the corner, and let's pull the coffee into the frame now that we're done with the opening monologue. Thank you for over 3,000 likes over here. Now, Penja, during my opening monologue, said Ghost of Tsushima 2. I would love that. I would love for this to be some kind of an indication that there's maybe a Ghost of Tsushima announcement this year. I was curious as to why you would include Tsushima and not Death Stranding. Like, they both got similar treatment around the same time, right? What's Wheezy saying? I don't think you see Ragnarok until summer of 2024 still, personally. I continue to think the most common cadence, Wheezy, is that a year after a game's launch, it's going to land on PS Plus. Now, I don't think we'll know if that's a decent prediction once we get on the other side of February. If Forbidden West hits PlayStation Plus in like February or March, then my prediction starts to look pretty good. Like, yeah, around a year later, they're going to kick games to PS Plus, and then 18 months later, those games land on PC. However, when Hermen Hulst did this interview, he had to have a game in mind, right? He had to have a game in mind, because why else would you say, yeah, you know, at the earliest, you could see a single-player game coming to PC a year later? Darth Nihilus hitting 13 months of membership, and it's a VIP. Welcome back, Darth Nihilus. Thank you for that renewal. Who wants to be the first member of the day? Hit that join button or the $ at the bottom of the chat, and you can also gift members as well. So who wants to do that? Be sure to click that button. Let's get that support rolling this morning. It helps us do these live shows every single day. Don't forget the Ghost Rider shirt, if you think it's dope, comes from 80s Tees. Use code LONO over there, LONO. And then my glasses, trying out a different pair of frames today from Gamer Advantage. These are the augments. Let's see here. Ghost of Tsushima landed on Plus right at the 12-month mark, didn't it? I actually can't remember. I actually can't remember when they did that. I wasn't paying attention to what hit PS Plus and what didn't back then. That wasn't like part of my routine. Yo, what's good, Feed? I see you in the chat. We got to get some gifted members rolling. Our man Feed has a gray name. We got to take care of him. Spider-Man 2 will be a day one PC release. No, it won't. Highly doubt that. I don't. What makes you think that? They have literally said, the most recent interview they said, Mighty, is that they're not doing day and date on PC. They said at the earliest the game will come a year later. So Herman Hulst just lied when he said what he said. The constant predictions about day and date on PC, I think people just say that to say it. There's literally no reason to say that. We have no actual commentary or evidence from Sony to believe that a game's going to ever be day and date on PC. At least not, maybe in 5 years they might do that. I wouldn't be surprised to see PC day one releases. I just don't know. They'd have to really, really firmly, land on PC in a way that convinces them that's a good idea. It would really disrupt their flow. Yo, what's good, Mo? Sony doesn't do day and date. I mean, that interview with Herman Hulst is very recent, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, we are. We're at the earliest we're gonna bring a game to PC a year later. Since when is Stray first party?" I mean, I think they just showed Stray because they had exclusivity with it. They also show a split second of Callisto, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? I mean, Callisto is not exclusive with Sony. I mean, Sony might have helped with the marketing, but other than that, they're probably just showing it because it was exclusive to PlayStation. I mean, can you even get Stray on Xbox right now? I tell you what they didn't include. They didn't include Forspoken, which I think is pretty telling. They didn't include Forspoken. Obviously, the live service games, I think, are day and date. Oh, well, that's different. Yes, they have literally said that the live service games will be day and date. Well, not day and date. They said the live service games will be multi-platform. You can't get a live service game off the ground by being like, yeah, you got to wait a year to play it on PC. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even think that's a prediction that the live service games will be day and date. That's not a prediction. That's a commitment. They've literally said that. Like, there's interviews where they've said that their live service games will be multi-platform. You know what I mean? Why would anybody want Stray? I don't know. Why would anybody immediately come into a PlayStation stream and pick on the one game in the lineup that has nothing to do with the conversation and then talk about how it's not a good game? I've just seen Forspoken flyers on the subway coming to work today. How much of a budget did these guys waste away senselessly? Yeah, their budget was yeah. Yeah, and then this Ghost Drop game, outsells it on Steam. Native 4K and FPS well above 60 for a game like this sounds amazing. Oh, the Returnal PC port? Yeah, the Returnal PC port, I think the biggest concern is going to be the memory requirement. 24 gig of memory, it could potentially keep a lot of people from playing. That would be the main concern, Strictly give the host some credit. He tries. I'm not sure what you mean. It doesn't need 24? Or that's their recommended, isn't it? Their recommended's 24 gig. Ghost went to PlayStation Plus August 2021. The game launched in July, so it might be 12 months. Like I said, if we get through February and March and Horizon Forbidden West hasn't hit PlayStation Plus, I'll be kind of surprised. Because think about it. It hits PlayStation Plus in February or March, and then you sell the DLC in April. Like, that's just prime. 16 and 16. Oh, they've updated it, Wheezy. They've updated the requirements. Minimum and recommended is now 16. Okay, that's new because when it was first revealed, we did a short on this. It was 24. PS5 is ramping up their marketing. Isn't what's shown during the intro the PS startup screen? Yeah, look, it's a PlayStation 5 commercial. My wild theory, I own it's a wild theory. My wild theory is that everything shown in this trailer is going to have something happen this year. Now, the first one is blatantly obvious. Okay, so Spider-Man 2 is releasing. It's clearly Spider-Man 2 because there goes Spidey and Miles is right behind him. Horizon Forbidden West is getting DLC this year in April with that coming very soon. Now, Ragnarok is the first one that causes a problem with my theory. This would mean that Ragnarok needs to come to PC. That's Final Fantasy 16 right there. That would mean that Ragnarok would need to come to PC. Also, Ratchet and Clank, okay? I don't know. Does that mean... Now, that's Returnal, that's Gran Turismo, and then here is the Uncharted theme. There's Ghost of Tsushima, there's Destiny, there's Stray very quickly, and then that's it. That's it. And there's a very quick Callisto in there as well. And again, I don't know. And it's a PlayStation 5 commercial. They're just saying PS5... And then down in the description it says experience the unexpected, bringing you the extraordinary, explore incredible worlds, and experience the unexpected. Start your story today. So listen, Ragnarok DLC is unlikely, Mont Dog. So I think I don't think that's a decent theory. One of the directors, Eric Williams, said that they don't think they're going to be doing DLC for this game. I could see a $40 spin-off game with Atreus, but I don't think that would come this year, unless, of course, all the development of the Atreus mechanics and his his move sets and all of that, maybe that made it really easy for them to build an offshoot game for like $40 or something. I don't know. Almost 400 people here on YouTube, man. Smash that like button. Get us to 200 likes. I have a wild theory that we're going to see more PC games this year from PlayStation. PlayStation PC games in 2023 potentially increasing based on this trailer. Again, this is more for let's discuss when do you think these games hit PC? When do you think PlayStation starts doing that? Because they're supposed to be ramping up the movement of games to PC by 2025. When are they going to start doing that? If Returnal, let's just take this as a discussion point. I think this will be a good way to drive home why my theory might have legs. Okay, it might. Here's the thing. If Returnal is the only Sony game to come to PC this year, then they're going to have to bring a whole lot more games to PC in 2024 and 2025. Now, somebody could say, okay, well, next year in 2024, Lono, they'll get both Forbidden West and Ragnarok on PC. That'll increase, the count, because by 2025, they want at least half of their games to either be on PC or mobile, okay? So that would be the fundamental question, is if they're not going to really do it this year, then I guess next year would be the year that it increases. At some point, there's going to have to be an increased rhythm, because how else do you get half of your games in these other markets if you don't increase the speed with which you're doing it? The NVIDIA leak said Ghost of Tsushima, Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Forbidden West, and a Ratchet and Clank game. Wait, so wasn't the NVIDIA leak proved to be false, though? I thought that NVIDIA leak was proved to be false. I think that if we're speculating this much, then their hype trailer clearly did its job. A+ to Sony on that. But I'd be surprised if we see real movement on more than half of these games. I thought the NVIDIA leak got proved false, did it not? Or maybe I'm thinking of a different NVIDIA leak. There were two NVIDIA leaks. One of them was totally bogus, and I thought one was real. The NVIDIA leak has been real with literally no misses. Okay, so wait, is there then, Wheezy, an NVIDIA leak that says Ratchet and Clank is coming to PC? Or a Ratchet and Clank game? I thought there was another NVIDIA leak. Maybe there was a fake one. It's hard to remember. There's so many leaks that we cover. I swore there was one that said something to the effect of yeah, this one was totally bogus. Okay, here, Paul's got it. So as far as coming to Steam, we got Days Gone, we know that. We got Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, God of War, okay. Guns Up, okay. Horizon Forbidden West is listed here. It already has a Steam ID. Oh, these all have Steam ID numbers already. Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, and then I'm seeing Returnal unknown, Ratchet and Clank unknown. Oh, I see. They're unknown. Okay. Rumors, definitive completion of the leak. Okay, so that's the GeForce leak. Okay, thank you. Okay, so that maybe adds some credence to my prediction, right? If you're going to get, yeah, these are all the things that have actually happened, right? Uncharted, Legacy of Thieves Collection, Helldivers, Horizon Forbidden West hasn't, Gran Turismo hasn't, Duresine, I'm not sure what that is, God of War has, Returnal, now official, Demon Souls, no, Ratchet and Clank, they didn't specify a game, and then Sackboy, and then Ghost of Tsushima's got an X. So yeah, they're hitting at a very, very good batting average there, right? Yeah, and then we have the Capcom ones as well. Okay, so the NVIDIA leak adds a little bit of credence to what I'm saying. The idea that we might actually see more Sony PlayStation games on PC this year. Because they've got to ramp up at some point. Maybe it's next year, but it could be this year. Maybe that's, again, why all these games are included in the trailer. These are games that are going to get a focus this year at some level. Horizon Forbidden West and PC. PlayStation Sony March announced. Ghost of Tsushima PC. Alex, you're just talking like a bot. What are you saying? I hope they fix the endgame bug in Returnal. It's brutal to have to restart your run for no fault of your own. I don't know of any endgame bug. What are you talking about? There was a month-long problem with the one DLC outfit when the game launched. Is there still to this day what you're referring to as an endgame bug? I've not heard anything about that. If we get Returnal, Tlu in March, and then they drop Ghost of Tsushima on PC this year, I'll be more than happy. That's right, Tlu's this year on PC, is it not? Kind of surprised that one's not in the trailer, given the success of the show. I don't know. It's a From Software VR game, by the way. Oh, the Duresine or whatever it's called. Alex is botting all day yesterday. He's consistent, at least. There's some co-op issues at the Biome 3 boss. Oh, yeah. I mean, I had co-op issues when I played with Madam. That was the first time my PlayStation ever had a game just straight up freeze. I've never had a game just straight up freeze on my PlayStation before. In Returnal at Abyssal Scar, there's a gate that just won't open sometimes, and it's in an area that you can't get out of, have to restart. Oh, really? I've not heard of that. I played Returnal like crazy the past 2 months. I encountered 0 bugs. It sounds like a very specific bug. I wish Ghost of Tsushima and God of War would come to PC. Well, God of War 2018 already is on PC. Do you mean God of War Ragnarok? I think Ghost of Tsushima is coming to PC. I'd love to see it to come to PC this year. Returnal was a mess glitch-wise at the very end. It was not a mess glitch-wise at the very end. That's not true. That isn't true at all. Warzone 2 has froze my PS5 a few times. Oh, really? Oh, you meant Ragnarok. Yeah, I mean, I'm going out on a limb here. I'm telling you, if there's a game that's coming to PC within the year of release, I think it's Ragnarok. I think we could see Ragnarok PC release this December. Like, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying I think it could. I think they could have Spider-Man land in November, and then Spider-Man 2, and then a month later, Ragnarok hits PC. Like, every month this year, they could be like, bam, 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 just hitting. You got March, then you got April already booked. I don't know about May. June, you got Final Fantasy 16. I don't know, man. They could be hitting a really healthy rhythm where just every single month, starting in March, something is happening with a PlayStation title. I platinum Returnal during the first month of release and had no issues or game-breaking bugs. The final boss didn't load for me, was able to hit the credits without fighting it. It also had a sound glitch that went silent outside of controller if you had a certain weapon. Biome 6 was a mess. I don't remember hearing any of this. I mean, I'm assuming all that's been patched by now. I don't remember hearing any of this. Returnal had plenty of bugs at launch. I played and covered the game at launch. You guys are just running with a false narrative. That's simply not true. There was only one well-known and documented bug at launch, and it was when you wore the one DLC outfit. There were not, quote-unquote, plenty of bugs at launch. That simply isn't true. It's the first time I got there, and I was ticked. It took me 3 hours to get there, and the pieces all fell into place. You know how you're in the zone? Oh, no. When you have a really good run, yeah, I would be freaking livid if I had a bug. I mean, every game has the potential to have something like that happen, but it's way worse in a Rogue. I promise you I have more hours in Returnal than you. Trust Trust you don't want this topic. I'm not sure what you're saying. There was absolutely game-breaking bugs and glitches at launch. This is not debatable. I'm moving on because I'm tired of false narratives about games. There was not some big long list of game-breaking bugs at launch. That's false, and I'm moving on. I'm so tired of false claims in my chat. I just won't engage with them. At this point, I think the question on the table is not how many days we can have where you guys come in and say a bunch of bullshit about Returnal. It's what exactly is PlayStation's plan for this year, right? What is the plan for, 2023? Because they haven't said anything other than this trailer, right? I was hoping they would already have announced hey, here's our next state of play, right? One of the new bags had to re-up. Oh, did you order some coffee? I'm not seeing it. Hang on. Oh, there it is. Yo, D-Tom, thank you for being the first coffee order of the day. 2 lights and a dark. Thank you so much for doing that. The new bags we're putting in the order for the dark. So the next time the next big fat order of dark that shows up at my house will be in the new bags. PSVR 2 is the plan. Half kidding based on the amount of marketing. PSVR 2 is certainly a part of their push this year for sure. We'll be discussing the lack of the big three at E3 this year. E3 is just such a non-starter. I have no interest in talking about E3. I want to know if you guys think this is Returnal, because I wonder, is this supposed to be Returnal, or is this supposed... That's the Returnal ship, is it not? Or is that the ship... Is that the ship from Callisto? I wonder if this absolutely blows through what I said. That's Returnal? Are you sure? Look at the lights on her face. That is literally Returnal. That's Returnal. It's Returnal. That's what I thought. I said it was Returnal, and then I started doubting myself. Yes, I am sure. Hang on. I want to look up the Returnal ship images. Yeah, it is. It's the Returnal ship. Okay, I just looked up the pictures. Okay. Let me show you why I started to doubt myself. You guys want to see? Ship crashes on an alien world. Yeah, same thing happens in Callisto, Eugene. Watch. This is where I started to question myself. Well, I guess it's not an alien world in Callisto, but the ship does crash. Right there. See how they do this? That's Callisto. And then she goes like this and goes, huh? You see what I'm saying? They make it look like she's looking up at the lights. And that's why it made me start to question myself. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, what the frick? Yeah, Callisto, you crash on a jail world. Right. It's not an alien world. Okay, we looked up the ship. It's definitely the Returnal ship. But the way they sliced this up, I thought, wait, did we get that wrong? Like, why did they put Callisto in here anyway? Right? Yeah, Callisto and Returnal are in the same universe. See what I'm saying? It's like, oh, Callisto lights up above, and then she turns and she looks. And I was like, wait, huh? Okay, yeah. All right. Again, it's a wild theory, right? It's a wild theory. I still don't understand why they included Callisto in the thing. So we've had our first coffee order of the day, guys. Let's get our first member on the board. We have not missed this goal since November, so let's keep the streak going. If you're enjoying the show, consider becoming a member. You hit the $sign at the bottom of the chat. It's only $5, and you get into all my extra content as well as my members-only Discord. Yes, I will be playing Hogwarts Legacy at launch. Well, a couple days early, actually. Ghost of Tsushima is my favorite game. Ghost of Tsushima is one of my all-time favorite games as well. It's in my top 5. My top 5 is got at least 2 PlayStation games on it at this point, I think. My top 5 is like Hellblade, and then Returnal, and then Ghost of Tsushima, and then Sekiro. I forget the other one recently. Maybe Ragnarok. I don't know. Never noticed a Returnal ship. Looks like the Resogun ship. Ghost is fire. Yo, a 20-month milestone from a man Sorcerer. Getting close. Yeah, Ori's up there. Ori's in the top 5, John. That was the 5th one I couldn't think of. Thank you so much for doing a VIP as well, Sorcerer. Tsushima TV show could be amazing if done right. I thought it was a movie, not a TV show. I wasn't sure. I thought it was a movie. Returnal and Elden Ring are recent games that jumped to the top of my all-time fave list. Yeah, Elden Ring could have done it, but Elden Ring, just for me, I don't know. Yeah. Guys, says Harry Potter, Lamau. I mean, it's called Hogwarts Legacy. Do we just call, are we supposed to call Jedi Fallen Order Star Wars? Lolling Buddha with 15 months, welcome back. Ghost of Tsushima was probably my favorite PS4 game. I'm so excited to see what they do with the IP next. Okay, so gauge my theory. Listen, I know my theory is wild. We wanted to have fun today. I was like, well, there's not much going on. This trailer's getting some traction. I didn't want to sit here and talk about Uncharted 5 for an hour. Like, what are we going to say, right? We can talk about Uncharted 5. You guys are free to weigh in. That's actually an interesting discussion, now that I think about it. Like, according to Neil Druckmann, they're moving on from Uncharted. Now, do you think his language about they put their final brushstroke on Uncharted and moving on from Uncharted, do you think he was leaving room for the fact that Uncharted's going to continue, we're just not doing it, right? Like, his language isn't, yeah, no more Uncharted, that franchise is over. He's like, we put our final brushstroke on it, we're moving on from it. Like, wait a minute. Like, I don't understand. Would they do an Uncharted without Naughty Dog? And legally, can they? Is it Sony's IP? I don't think he wants it to continue. I mean, he flat out said we're moving on from it. Visual Arts are working on the Uncharted reboot with possible help from Naughty Dog. Oh, so you think they're going to reboot it with a woman? Like, kind of like a more direct rival to Tomb Raider? Yo, it's good, Newtonian. Oh, Tsushima's a movie? Happy with either? Yeah, and it will be in Japanese. Really strong turnout today. If you clicked on my stream because it was recommended to you or you found it in search results, I'd love to hear what you think. Click subscribe so you can talk in my chat. We're talking about more PlayStation PC games in 2023. I have a wild theory that this trailer that recently aired with the Uncharted 5 teaser in it, or the next Uncharted game teaser, or the Uncharted reboot teaser, whatever the heck you want to call it, I have been theorizing that this trailer is pointing to the fact that all of the games in the trailer will have something happening in 2023. They're kind of setting up the year. Yo, what's good, 809 Lion? As long as PS5 sales are strong with God of War, that game's not coming to PC. What? Why are you saying that? They've all but said it's coming to PC. They've literally said by the end of 2025, they want half their games to be on PC or mobile. And God of War 2018 absolutely crushed on PC. They're not going to say, oh, commercial sales of Ragnarok are too good, leave it where it is, leave it where it is. I don't think that's going to be the case. Also, generally speaking, you get most of your sales in the first month of the game's release. Now, somebody might say, well, with PS5 saturation, there'll be an increase in Ragnarok sales every time they populate the market with PS5s. We saw that pattern with Horizon Forbidden West. Okay, that's a well-made point, but I don't think that means they put God of War Ragnarok's PC release date in an internal holding pattern. Eventually, you've got to kick it over to PC because that's their commitment. Their commitment is to put more of their games on PC. I'm trying to say that they will hold off from porting the game to PC. I see it coming to PC 2024. Yeah, Wheezy said the same thing. However, Herman Holst said in an interview that the earliest we could see single-player games coming to PC is within 1 year. And if there's a game that you could justify coming to PC faster, it's God of War Ragnarok. There's a handful of reasons for this. Number one, there's a commercial reason for it. Number one, God of War 2018 was their best-selling PC ports to date. Number two, they had a developer literally say they made changes to the development of Ragnarok because of things they learned when they ported 2018 to PC. So I think the most likely candidate for coming to PC faster than everybody else, it's Ragnarok. You have commercial reasons with how well God of War 2018 did. You have technical reasons because of things they learned when they brought God of War 2018 to PC, changed Ragnarok pipelines and development and procedures. I don't know. And you got this argument where the guy's like, yeah, as early as you could see it is 12 months. I see weaker titles going to PC within a year. I mean, he specifically named single-player games. I don't know. I don't know. To me, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying I think it's the best candidate. There's more reasons for it to come to PC. Now, Horizon Forbidden West seems more likely this year, says Vigil. I don't disagree with you because their DLC can hit in April, okay? Their DLC can hit in April, and then they could hit PC 4 or 5 months later and have everything baked in, right? You buy the game at this price and you get everything. I don't know. I know Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC gave them some trouble. I don't know if Forbidden West gave them the same trouble. Horizon Forbidden West will hit PC before God of War Ragnarok. Oh, I don't disagree with you. In my opening monologue, my wild theory, I said, yeah, Forbidden West would come first, and then God of War next. However, they could wait on Forbidden West. Why? Because they've got DLC plans. So if they have more than just this one DLC plan, they could actually make you wait longer for Forbidden West on PC than Ragnarok, because Ragnarok's not going to get DLC. Forbidden West DLC expansion for sure coming this year. Is that official? Yes, officially announced with a trailer and a release date. April is when it comes. Yeah, Gran Turismo's getting DLC this year. Yeah. Live service for Horizon Forbidden West? No, I don't think so, Veter. They have a second Horizon multiplayer game coming that's going to have co-op, and there's alpha footage that's already been leaked. So I don't think Horizon Forbidden West will get turned into a live service game. I think they took the idea of Valhalla and decided to build a secondary live service multiplayer Horizon game that wouldn't include Aloy. In fact, they came out and said they're going to continue to make single-player adventures for Aloy because the announcement about the multiplayer game came out and they wanted to make everyone understand, like, listen, we're going to continue to do single-player stuff with Aloy while also having this multiplayer project as well. The only PS games I'd be hyped to see on PC are Bloodborne and Demon Souls. I can't stand all these crappy movie games with their quips and faux gameplay BS. Tell me you've never played a PlayStation game without telling me you've never played a PlayStation game before. Like, that summary of PlayStation games is always made by people who don't own a PlayStation 5. Like, I've never met somebody who played Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, or Miles Morales, or Death Stranding, or Horizon, or God of War. I've never met anybody who's played those games and was like, oh, they're just movie games, and they're faux gameplay. I mean, I know they win tons of awards, they're critically acclaimed, and the review scores, even from the users, are through the roof. Even if you leave the PlayStation ecosystem and you go to Steam, you can see the review scores of God of War 2018 are amazingly consistent, but that doesn't square with my predetermined a priori negative opinion, so I'm going to ignore all the evidence and just continue to call them games that are basically glorified movies. You sound dumb. That's what you sound like. Yo, Kaliro with 5 gifted members. Zuth, Veter, Mgene, my brother Derek, and Feed. Hey, we got Derek and Feed in one fell swoop. In one fell swoop, we got them both. Nice. 2 months from Kaliro getting that extra badge. Says, hey, Lono, been a lurker for years. Finally, I'm able to give you a little love. Thanks for always being awesome for all this time. Yo, Kaliro, thank you for being the first gifted member batch this morning. I greatly appreciate that. I also appreciate you lurking and supporting the show. The movie game excuse is used to console war. It's obvious people enjoy the games, hence they sell well. Yeah, like, you can't tell me that God of War is just a basically, like, glorified movie game. You can't tell me that, and then try and make sense of its score on Steam. Like, You think Steam is just flooded with PlayStation fans that are just going to buy the game a second time and overwhelm the game with positive reviews? 64,000 reviews on Steam. It's got a 97%. Like, that's literally a mic dropping on your head. Your bulbous Neanderthalic head. 97%. 64,000 reviews. Like a 97. Do you know how hard it is to maintain close to a 100%? No, my coffee does not come decaffeinated. Hey, Lono, a lot of dudes that say things like that just don't care for single-player games, I think. I mean, I suppose they could be like a mindless drone that just loves to drop into Call of Duty all day. I mean, that's fine, but, you know, why would you hate on single-player games then? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I can tell you that because scores of awards are not a reflection of good games. What's a reflection of a good game? A tribalistic idiot in my chat calling games movie games that he clearly has never played? Is that what determines good games? Like, seriously? What determines good games? Do original developers typically do the port, or do they farm it out? What's a reasonable cadence of DLC versus PC port? I know they said earliest is 12 months, but is that a goal or the floor? That's the floor. That's the floor, Chapter 8. Yo, it's good, Vapor. I don't think their goal is 12 months. I've continued to say that this is the sweet spot, Chapter 8. The sweet spot is a year after the release of a big title, it's going to go to PlayStation Plus. So I believe in February or March, we will see Horizon Forbidden West hit PlayStation Plus. February or March, right? Then, same with Ragnarok. I thought, yeah, Ragnarok around November, December, it'll hit PlayStation Plus. I think then at 18 months, you kick it to PC. You get value from it on PS Plus for, I don't know, 6 months or so. You know what I mean? Why are you so defensive? I didn't call you any names. I just stated my opinion that there seems to be a type of games that Sony focuses on. I don't like it, and many others don't. See, but now you're doing that classic backtrack, and now you want to sound like a thinking, thoughtful person. That's not what you said. You said it was faux bullshit gameplay. You basically said that the games are BS. Like, that's not an opinion. That's a qualitative statement. You're assessing the quality of the games and saying that PlayStation games are movie with faux BS gameplay. Like, there's all these people in here that like those games. So if you like something and I say, yeah, it's faux BS nonsense, you're going to be like, that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. No, it's a caustic, extremely negative, cutting criticism. It's not like a thoughtful, yeah, I just don't like the games. I just feel like there's way too much focus on cinematics, right? They're more like cinematic experiences than immersive gameplay with lots of customization and depth. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to try to argue you into loving God of War, right? I don't even think that the games are for everybody. I honestly don't. I think some people literally look at a game like God of War and they're like, there's too many cutscenes, there's too much dialogue. Listen, Ghost of Tsushima literally won't let you skip dialogue sequences. You just have to sit there and watch them, and I love it. But I could see somebody playing that and being like, bruh, let me skip this, right? I want to get back into getting my katana going. Like, you know what I'm saying? I totally get that. But, you know, come on, man. You swing a bat like that, people are going to come at you and be like, bro, get out of here. What are we discussing on this extra cold morning? I like your shirt. Oh, thank you, Steven. If you guys ever like my shirt, sometimes it's Into the AM. We are working with them. You can use my code Lono at Into the AM. We'll get you a discount. This is an 80s Tee shirt. If you go to 80stees.com, you can use my code Lono for 30% off. We get a big discount over there, and it's all official licensed merch, so it'll help because that stuff ain't cheap. Does your coffee come in decaffeinated? I answered you already. I said, no, it does not. Maybe you need some caffeinated coffee to get you up in the morning so you can listen more effectively. Order some Reforge roast today. It's not decaffeinated. It's caffeinated, pre-ground coffee. All of the flavor profiles are on the website, reforgeroast.com. It's our coffee, not a sponsor. You're supporting basically a small business when you order it. My wife and kiddos ship it to you. $5 tip from Primal Plasma. Shenmue always was more story than gameplay, but it's one of my favorite games of all time. I think about scenes from it over the decades. Yeah, you can't skip the Ragnarok cutscenes either. That's why it's so hard for me to replay those types of games. You need to be able to skip. Oh, for sure. I agree with you on that, Viceroy. My gosh. Especially if you did like a New Game Plus. Holy moly, I don't want to watch all this all over again, right? When's the hair gel start shipping? Oh, that was so funny. In my opinion, story games spearheaded the games industry. Call of Duty became god-tier popular off story and campaigns. Yeah, and, you know, thematically people moved on, for sure. I think it's totally fine if you don't want to play games like that. I think it's totally fine. But to insult them and call them faux game BS, I don't know. Yeah, that leak about Starfield coming out in June. Poor guy didn't know who Serrano is, and everyone's like, oh, okay, it's the exact opposite. Yeah, I tweeted that myself. Weez is like, oh, so it's not coming out in June. Got it. If you guys are enjoying the show and you've never been here before, we're having a really good turnout on YouTube, but I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know. This is kind of just totally my opinion and my theory that we might get more PlayStation PC games in 2023 based on the latest PS5 trailer called Live from PS5. There's even a potential Uncharted 5 teaser in the trailer. We didn't really talk about this. We got off on another tangent. My bad on the coffee response. My stream is buffering. You're fine, Drummond. It's fine. It was a great opportunity for me to pitch the coffee. If you guys are enjoying the content, the absolute easiest way to support it is to smash the like button. That will get the video in front of more people. Same thing applies over here on the Tickety Talk if you're watching over there. It makes people more find the video. If you want to support directly, we greatly appreciate that. We do multiple live shows a day, Monday through Friday, and those memberships count when you join. It's $5, and then you get a whole month's worth of extra content and access to all of the stuff that I do behind the scenes. I saw your tweet going at Halo Paramount that despite having years of an established IP advantage versus The Last of Us HBO, it wasn't even close. I don't know how lacking in self-awareness and intelligence a person could have, but to argue that the success of The Last of Us TV show justifies the Activision Blizzard deal, you're a frickin' moron. Like, yeah, it's amazing. Halo was out 12 years before The Last of Us. A longer-standing franchise, easily probably more recognizable and iconic in the global games market than The Last of Us. But hey, you just are bad at your job, so you need to buy more studios, because Halo tanked as a TV show, and so did the dadgum game. But, it's unfair. They built a better game, I guess, than us, and they have a really good TV show. Yeah, that's what happens when you invest in your properties. That's what happens. I'm watching the third episode of T-Lou right now. Love it so far. Did you watch Halo? No. I didn't. But the reviews and the commercial success speak for itself. The Last of Us TV show is literally the Hulk slamming Loki. Like, just wham, 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 wham. Like, put the commercial success and the critical acclaim of The Last of Us show against Halo, and it's literally like Rocky Balboa punching a baby. It's not even close to being a comparison. Hulu TV series does justify the Part 1 remake everyone was crying about last year. It was a genius marketing decision. Yeah. That is one game that's absent from this trailer, though. There's no T-Lou in here, which I found kind of surprising, given the T-Lou remake. You know what I'm saying? That, again, adds a little bit. I think that adds a little bit of credence to my wild theory that every game in this trailer, something is happening, right? Something is happening with these games, because why wouldn't you include the T-Lou remake? It's one of the most recent releases on the PlayStation 5. Seriously, think about that. Think about that. Why would you not include that, right? It's just the most recent release. You see Spider-Man 2 making it out this year? It's literally been officially announced to be coming fall of 2023. Are you saying, in light of their announcement, do I think it still gets out the door? Is that what you're asking me? Yeah, and it's coming to PC. Exactly, Brain Eclipse. Exactly. Why is it not included? I don't get that. You know, maybe they're allocating funds to promote the show more or something. I don't know. Spider-Man 2 will be delayed. I can't believe the Super Pro Xbox guy is just making a random delayed prediction. Hey, Rocky Gaming, I should introduce you to Mo, because Mo is in my stream almost every week leading up to God of War Ragnarok telling me that it wasn't launching. And then it's crazy. It's nuts. It did. It came out. It was nuts. It actually happened. It actually happened, you know? Completely baseless predictions about a game getting delayed just seemingly didn't come true. It's crazy. It's like you're just shooting in the dark about a game that we have no reason to doubt its release window. Like, why would they announce? Well, think about when they announced the release window for Spider-Man. Think about it. When did they announce the release window for Spider-Man? What, like a month or two ago? So they're basically announcing the release window for the game within the year of it coming out. I would say that gives a lot of confidence in the fact that, yeah, we're probably going to see it. Yeah, I would guess. It's not like they had said, oh no, Spider-Man 2 is coming in the fall of 2023 a couple of years ago, and then that makes it maybe less likely for it to be an accurate release window. We speculate here on Xbox all the time. It's okay. No. John, please do not equate what we do when we look at leaks, rumors, pattern, commentary, interviews, and we conclude, yeah, this is likely getting another delay. That's not the same as just out of the blue being like, no, I think Spider-Man 2 is going to get delayed. Why? What makes you think that? The timing of their announcement? The trailers? Are there interviews about Spider-Man 2 that make you think that? Is there a pattern of behavior from Sony with their games and their announcements that makes you think that? See what I'm saying? There's a giant difference between speculation and prediction based on like observable patterns, interviews, leaks and rumors, right? We have nothing on Spider-Man other than one trailer, and then I think it was end of last year they said, yes, Spider-Man 2 is coming fourth quarter of 2023. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't just throw out random guesses and be like, I'm doing the same thing you're doing, Lono. No. When I started saying that I was worried Starfield was going to be delayed, it was based on observation. It was based on interviews. It was based on leaks. Like, you pick up all those breadcrumbs and then you throw them at the wall and they make a picture and you're like, yeah, that looks like Jesus, right? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, come on. When I first saw Reforge Gaming short videos, I put in the same bracket as all the other clickbait merchants. However, this channel and his live streams clearly prove otherwise. Great work. I've tried to stop making shorts like that because people, that's what they think I'm doing. They think I'm clickbaiting. I'm like, I didn't know when I was originally making shorts that people would interact with them like regular videos and accuse me of clickbait. I literally thought it was a swipe funnel where people would be like, what's this guy saying? Huh, pretty funny. And then swipe past me. Now people are like, this guy is just clickbaiting. I'm like, I didn't know YouTube was going to treat a 15-second video of me ranting and waving my hands around. I didn't know they were going to pick that and put that on the platform like a real video. That's not my fault. Why are you so angry? Because you're disappointing and your mom doesn't love you. She sent me another letter last night complaining about how you just won't apply yourself. She's very upset. And so I'm very irritated with you. What do you mean, why am I so angry? It's part of the show. You want me to say... Really, guys, I think that the odds of these games coming out this year are pretty shallow, and honestly, I just like to keep pretty low-key here. That would be a terrible show, bro. It would be a terrible show. Insomniac's record, with Insomniac's record, no one shoe? No one shoe? What? Why wouldn't Spider-Man 2 release this year? I mean, Insomniac started with a half-complete puzzle, so it better come out this year. What do you say? A half-complete puzzle? What are you even saying? What are you even saying? Do you think you're drinking too much coffee? That isn't good for your heart, dude. So he just admitted that he's in here on an alt. I always wonder I've always kind of been curious about this. Like, I watch nature shows, and there's like parasites, and there's like scum. There's like all these different layers of being, and I'm always curious what it looks like in chat form, like in human form, as accounts on YouTube, and you just consistently show up. Oops, gave it away. I'm in here on my alt. Alt trolls are the dumbest trolls, pretty much. He'll be tweeting about me in well, it probably takes him a long time to close and reopen apps. He's been IP banned from virtually every platform in existence, so got to use that cell phone, baby. Not true, more coffee, the better for you. Look it up. Well, he's trying to get a dig. He's trying to get a dig because I have issues with blood pressure. You can't actually hurt yourself if you have issues with blood pressure if you consume too much caffeine, but you'd have to like just absolutely guzzle it. I have this every morning. That's it. Hey, this man, online MVP says, I tell you what, let's cleanse the chat. That guy's gone. How about a 20 gifted member bomb? How about it? How about it? Let's go. And look at all these names. These are all people that are here all of the time. This is a reason to be here in my chat on the regular. Viceroy, the Italian, Adam Smith, Scotty B, Corey Massey, Calvin Brown, Connor McDonald, KH3 for life. Finally a username and not a real name. It sounded like I was announcing a graduation. Wolfie Greymane, Lawrence Wolf, Dynamite, Black, UK Gamer, Brett, Alien Psychopath, Greg Brimstone, Valkyrie. I thought it was Valkyrie. I'm just kidding. I didn't think it was her. Ron M, Kylock, Mickball Sniff, JB. Thank you guys so much for being here. You all got gifted members. That is a big one. Now, because we just hit 25, that means I have to gift my own. Let me turn the alerts on. For my 5. The alerts weren't on. Here comes my 5. Every 25 members, I give 5 back to the community as a way to say thank you, and we already hit the goal for today. So if that hits 50, I'll do it again if you guys go crazy and keep gifting members. If you cannot afford a membership right now, but you'd love to be a part of what we do here, just make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're here as often as you can be. That way you don't miss out on the content. The more often you're here, it increases the likelihood of you getting those gifted members. B-Rex Media, Sane, Retorgi, Clay Rotaderp, and Austin Hansen. You guys all got gifted members. Congratulations and thank you so much for being here. Now let's hit the next milestone on likes. We've been live for an hour. We need 30 more likes to hit 300. Coffee link. Vapor, it's just reforgeroast.com. I can't type on the screen, homie. You understand? I'm all the way over here, bruh. Like, I can't do, I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? It's reforgeroast.com. That's how you get to the coffee. Reforge Roast is good at giving me some... No, it's not. Our actual coffee, we had... there was 2 different people that said they couldn't drink coffee because of their stomach, but because my coffee's got balanced acidity, they can drink my coffee. And I've had 2 different people tell me that. And now your mama knows, says Lono, I love the side of you, the edgy side. I have to try to bring it out of you from time to time. I like how I did when I corrected you about remasters and remakes. Listen to me. Listen to me, cowboy. Listen. There's just something you're going to have to do with respect to remakes and remasters, okay? Number 1, you're wrong. Number 2, The Last of Us remake is one of the best remakes ever made. Deal with it. That's it. Another 20 bomb. Another 20 bomb coming in from Online MVP. Absolutely crushing it today. You gave one to Hate Army. How does that work? He's literally... Oh, we didn't ban him. Oh, no, we didn't ban Hate Army. He changed his tune and calmed down. Okay. Hate Army got one. Kraken, Vinji, Blizzy Bia, Astray Wolf, JT Phoenix, Azeroth Tours, James Bulin, Finitix, Anuki, The Truth, Tiffany, Sammy, Zero Ricks, Johnny Dingo, JHB Worldwide, Arkham, and Kevin, and Roberto Trujillo. I said it wrong. OPEC PNC. You are all the best. Here, there we go. That should stop it. How long have you been waiting to do that? I did a deal with it segment a really, really long time ago, and so I thought I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it again at some point in the future. Hey, another 5 from Just Blaze. He's going to round us out to another nice 50. Goes to NC Talbot, Peanut King, E.T. Pog, and Riley Bynum. Wait, Peanut King? Do I know? There was a guy local. I knew somebody with that name. No, maybe I know you from the internet. Maybe. No, I don't think I do. Okay. I thought maybe I did. You guys all got gifted members. Eugene says, all right, I'm out after that. That's the worst you've ever done. Listen, Eugene, shut up. Just shut up. All right, here, I got to do my 5 now. We just hit 50. This is a reason to be here. This is a reason to be smashing the like button. The more you interact with my channel, the more likely it is you'll get a gifted membership. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're pressing the like button. Let's hit 300 likes. We've gotten 50 members already, plus the ones that I've gifted. So we are cruising. We are absolutely cruising. Hey, my boy Vapor. Thinking I'm on YouTube, I apologize. Yeah, Vapor, we don't have like a night bot over there on the Tickety Talk to like do commands and stuff. Just a guest, TR Shaffa, Boston Evans, and Osilius. You guys all got gifted members. You are the best. Thank you guys so much for being here. We had a great day yesterday talking about like Starfield. We had an upload about Hellblade. Today, we are talking about PlayStation PS, what is it? PlayStation PC games. That's what we're talking about. PlayStation PC games in 2023. And I have a wild theory that we are going to be getting way more of them. We're getting a huge suggest rate today, and we're landing on a bunch of different trailers. So if you clicked on my video because I was suggested to you, thank you so much for being here. Yo, Chaos Marks coming in with 10 gifted members. You love to see a big gifted member day on a PlayStation day of all days. We don't cover PlayStation all that often. We actually cover Xbox more than PlayStation here, and I get accused of being a PlayStation fanboy. Chansey, ZMF, Peter, Matt, Johnny Keller, Daniel Davidson Productions, Cram1, Enter Cool Name, Ugly Nerd, and Crooked Tongues. You guys all got gifted members. Welcome in. Lono, try asking Cowboy how Kratos got to the Norse Pantheon. That's a never-ending argument. I actually don't know the answer. Didn't he quote-unquote die? Quote-unquote died, or he got banished or whatever? I can't remember. I actually started playing God of War with 2018, so I don't know the answer to that. Could we get 12 more likes on the video? There's over 500 people here, and clicking that thumbs up button is free, and it helps out the video. I have a wild theory based on the latest trailer from Sony, this trailer here, the live from PS5 trailer. I think every single one of these games is going to get a little bit of action this year, whether it's coming to PC or DLC. I know that is a tough prediction. There's the Uncharted one. There's Ghost of Tsushima. There's Destiny, Stray. There's even a little bit of Callisto in there, which hurts my theory. But I do think they're drawing attention to these games for a particular reason. I think that they are going to be doing something with each of these games all throughout the year. Please don't fall for Lion's nonsense. Okay. Well, he demoted you, Lion. He's calling you 805 now instead of 809. My thoughts are the video or promotion is called live on PS5, so I was wondering if this is a nod to these games going live service rather than going to PC, or maybe both. Well, the problem with that prediction, Mike Quad, is there's too many games on here that could not be conducive to live service. You've got Ragnarok, you've got Final Fantasy 16, you've got Returnal, you've got Ratchet and Clank. You have Stray, for crying out loud. I just don't see that being possible. Ghost of Tsushima, maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think so. There's too many games in here that couldn't go to live service. I just don't think they would be conducive to it. I mean, Spider-Man 2 is in here, for crying out loud. I think they're trying to draw attention to the PlayStation games that are doing something this year. Does that make sense? Yo, a 2-spot from my man Muhammad. Sad to not see ports of earlier Uncharted games. Yeah, maybe. They wouldn't just be ports, though. They'd have to do remasters or remakes and then port them. It would be like a double whammy. It'd be 2 jobs. Yo, Vapor with a 2-spot. Chat, you have to accept gifted subs in the gifted settings. Thank you, Vapor. My favorite Sony game, Ghost of Tsushima. Without hesitation. I love that game. That game was like a spiritual experience for me, man. I was going through some rough stuff, and that game brought like peace and tranquility. And there's a haiku I every once in a while go back and read because I felt like it was exactly what I needed. Like it's a freaking work of art. Like Tsushima is a dadgum work of art. I tuned into the stream at 10 a.m. There were 0 members for today. Now we have 60. Man, we go hard with gifteds here. We're we have a very generous community. Our community is so generous that it works against sometimes like people doing it on their own. You really should consider, if you can afford it and you listen to me regularly, you really should consider jumping in as a member on your own. It makes space for new people to get those gifteds. We have so many generous people here. I feel like Ghost is too basic for me. I need to feel special powers and creatures and something extra. Have you played it, though, Cowboy? Have you played it? There's 4 different stances, and the duels... Oh. The duels are just... Holy moly. They're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. All the abilities you do get some pretty cool abilities. Like, you don't get, like, magic, but you get some pretty cool abilities. You get different, ninja-style things, shurikens and stuff. Yo, Alex says, just cuz. Thank you, as my man Alex, the Lego man, the man who sent me so many Legos. Thank you, Alex, for the $5 tip, says just cuz. Ghost is pretty good. Yeah, I think Ghost is fabulous. It is absolutely fabulous. It's a wonderful story. The culmination of the story, the way they set up the scenes and the fights, it's just absolutely phenomenal. No, dude. Only the PS5 and the Switch can handle Rift Apart. It's a fact. Are you just typing that to get bait? Ghost good, says Buffalo. What's good, Buffalo? Yeah, I tried playing it when it came out and I didn't get far. Then someone told me to play it again. I played it for about 5 hours and it's basic. My man's saying that Ghost of Tsushima is basic. You're basic, cowboy! I'm sorry. That's too far. That's too far. Everybody's allowed to have different opinions. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. My blood pressure's fine. We are fine here. It was bad he used a prop. Yeah. He used a prop. Yeah, I did the sunglasses thing. That's right. Whoever said Ghost is basic definitely hasn't played the game. No, I trust Cowboy. He played it for 5 hours. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, thanks for sending a rose over here, Buffalo. I used to think that until I played from PS Plus, and then when I got snowed in. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful. My question would be, Cowboy, how many stances did you unlock? Because once you unlock at least 2 of the stances, and you get in a fight where you're switching between the stances, you know what I mean? All the moms were like, "Thank your husband. He is wonderful." Oh, I made coffee for I was really late today. I've been trying not to be so late, but Tuesday's like a school day, and I made coffee for all of the moms. My wife asked me to, so it was like it really ate into my time. Hey, 5 gifted members from my man UK Gamer 1984. You guys are setting us up to have a really strong February. The member count did drop quite a bit, so we're gonna have to climb back up in February to hit some of those goals. If 2,000 members, you get a Star Wars watch party. 2,500. No, I'm sorry. 2,000 members, you get the... No, that's right. 2,000 is the Star Wars Watch Party. 2,500 is the horror game weekends that we do. And then 3,000 is a Just Dance stream. So we're going to have to climb way back up there. We're down in like the 1,400s. So, and that's fine. It happens. Let's see here. Brian King, Stephen Laurent, Server Error, Transgirl22, Kay, Smitty, you guys all got gifted members. Make sure if you got a gifted member today, 65 of you, make sure you get into our Discord. Our Discord is members only. It's just I'm more glued in with special abilities and stuff like that. Like even now Sekiro is hard as heck. I prefer it over Ghost. Well, yeah, I think Sekiro is... It's hard to say better. I think Sekiro's combat is... There's something higher shelf about it. I don't know. It's amazing. I used to think... Oh, I already read that. I'm new to the channel. I'm still trying to figure out the gifted member thing. You should see in chat when gifted members go out, you should see the option to click and say allow gifts. You should be able to do that. You can also buy a membership for yourself for $5. It gets you a whole month of membership. So I do like behind the scenes discussions when I have my lunch. We have a members only Discord that you can hang out in with and look for people to play with. And then we also do Friday night streams where I hang out with my wife. Oh, by the way, we've not really been promoting this. Wednesday through Friday, we won't be having live shows in the morning. It'll be like a premiere upload. I'll be back next week. Short trip, I got to take my brother up to Ohio. There's a very slim chance we do a live show tomorrow. Very slim. If something crazy happens in like the next 5 hours, you know, I'll book a show for tomorrow morning. We're not in a rush to leave, so I could do a show if something big happens. We might end up trying to do a Hogwarts upload in the morning because every Wednesday they're doing like big stuff with Hogwarts. How do you gift? You should just be able to click the $sign and one of the options should be gift members. If you don't see it, you might have to switch to a regular browser. Just say it. Sekiro's better and Ghost is basic. Lono, you can learn a lot from the cowboy. You'll see. I got you, brother. You're a charming guy, but you're never going to convince me about Ghost. Ghost is like a special game. That'd be like you trying to criticize Hellblade. You're wasting your time. Are you a fan of DPS game? No, I don't watch Phil's stuff. I've seen clips and stuff. I don't watch a lot of other content creators, but yeah, I'm aware of who Phil is. You gotta drive him farther away. He keeps finding his way back. I know. The challenge of Sekiro is better. So is the parry. Overall, I wouldn't say it's quite as satisfying per kill as Ghost. The bosses in Sekiro, however, are easily more thrilling. Yes. I think Sekiro's combat has a broader application because you go and fight some of the craziest bosses and some of the craziest fights. So there's a broader application. And this is where Cowboy's going to say, see, Ghost is basic. I think Ghost is more contained in the action-adventure genre. However, play it on lethal and then come talk to me. Play it on lethal and then come talk to me about how basic it is while you're dead after every fight. So Mad Ghost has not come to PC. Well, part of my wild theory today, Alberto, is that more PlayStation PC games in 2023 is likely. Ghost of Tsushima is in this new trailer, and I think it points to the fact that they're doing something with it this year, right? Ghost of Tsushima released 3 years ago. Why is it in this trailer? You gonna play any of this? I requested a code, so I'm probably not gonna get one. I waited too long. They said codes were able to be requested, Paul, and then it like the website glitched and they had to fix it, and then just yesterday they started accepting code requests. So I was like, I guess I'm not getting a code. What is this trailer about? Yeah, the pushback on my theory would be, Lono, this is just showing all their IPs. My comeback to that is, why is there no Death Stranding? Why is there no Days Gone? Why is there no Last of Us? They just did a remake of The Last of Us. Last of Us TV show is crushing. Why are those games not included? You know? You're going to include Ghost of Tsushima and say, oh, well, its director's cut came out. Okay, well, Death Stranding's director's cut came out around the same time. Already on PC? That's exactly right. You're tracking with me. Death Stranding is already on PC. Days Gone is already on PC, right? They're not establishing all the games you can play on their brand. Goodness gracious, they're going back to games as old as Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, and Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, Death Stranding could not be there because of the fact that it's showing up in other places now. That's also very possible. You see what Microsoft came out and said about The Last of Us? It wasn't Microsoft, it was an Activision Blizzard person who apparently she forgot that Halo had a 12-year head start on The Last of Us as a franchise, and Halo Infinite's commercial success and the Halo TV show's commercial success when compared to The Last of Us is laughably comical. So maybe work on your own, maybe work on your own franchises a little bit better, Microsoft, and you can compete with the game you had a 12-year head start on. Returnal's already been announced for Steam, though. Right, so my point is this. Hate Army. They're showing us stuff that we know is having stuff happen this year. And they're also showing us games that they haven't said anything about, right? Final Fantasy 16's included, Returnal's included. They're both doing something this year. You see, Destiny's included. Destiny Lightfall's coming out next month. So that's my point, is they're showing us these games because every single one of these games is going to be doing something this year. That's my wild theory. I'm not saying that the theory is that convincing. It's just, it's fun to theorize. Like, hey, maybe we're getting some more PC games this year. And I base some of that off of commentary from PlayStation. PlayStation says they want half their games on PC and mobile by 2025. Well, if the only game coming to PC this year is like, what, Returnal and then The Last of Us, what about all their other games? Are they all coming next year? Are they all going to, like, what, are they going to waterfall push them to PC in 2025? Right? You're reaching? Well, I've said every time it's a wild theory. I'm not saying it's a locked-in prediction. I'm saying, that maybe they're trying to draw our attention to these titles because all these titles are doing something this year. I agree with Lono's interpretation of the trailer. It's the most plausible opinion. There are challenges to my opinion. There are. Like, Callisto's in there for a split second. Why? Uncharted's in there. Apparently, allegedly, it's Uncharted. Well, what's that mean? Is there an Uncharted 5 coming this year? Like with, Cassie Drake? What's good, Lono? What's good kicking it with Timmy B? It's a fantastic business opportunity for Sony to put all their games at the right time on PC. Gran Turismo 7 never go to PC. Well, Veter, I said they're just going to do something this year. Gran Turismo is going to be getting content this year. Horizon's in the commercial. Horizon's getting DLC this year. Do you see what I'm saying? Destiny's in there. Destiny's already on PC. Destiny's getting Lightfall this year. Do you see what I'm saying? They're drawing attention to games that are doing something this year. That's the point that I'm making. Like, Ghost of Tsushima's in there, and it came out 3 years ago. Like, you understand what I'm saying? You wouldn't put The Last of Us in there? The Last of Us Part 1 just had its remake. Why is it not included? Great game to play on the PS5 right now, is it not? GT7 don't have any DLC coming? I'm fairly certain Gran Turismo has stuff coming. And why would Gran Turismo never come to PC, Veter? Like, Sony has all but said they have no reason to not bring things to PC. I was on record saying Spider-Man will never come to PC. That seemed like a sacred title that would never be on anything other than a PlayStation. And here we sit. Spider-Man and Miles Morales are both on PC. Because iRacing is already on PC, that's not a good enough reason. I wish God of War Ragnarok was getting DLC. I'm actually kind of glad that it's not. I'm kind of glad that it's not. I like that it was just a complete story. Sim racers are predominantly PC players. Yeah, wouldn't Gran Turismo 7 have a potential, like, massive audience on PC? If it's a high-quality game. It's the Sony racing game? Okay, track with me, though, Matt. Track with me. Sony brought God of War and Spider-Man and Horizon Zero Dawn to PC. These are like Sony defining properties. They're theirs. The Last of Us is coming to PC. There's nothing left. Why would Gran Turismo 7 be in like a special category? Saying it like that? Yeah. Matt! Track with me, Matt! PC is Dead Man Walking. Thin Xbox and PlayStation. What? PC is a dead man walking? Why? It's the largest. It is the largest platform, second only to mobile. Well, it's projected to be the second largest platform, second only to mobile. I don't know what Switch saturation looks like versus PC, but my gosh, PC is massive. Seems like Microsoft, PlayStation, and Nintendo are not showing up to E3. Yeah, E3 is. I don't know what they think they're gonna do. No one wants to come. You're doing it in LA? LA is a garbage heap, and it's expensive. Nobody wants to show up. Jeff Keighley just pushed you off the cliff. Summer Game Fest is it. GT7 is new. The others are older titles. Sony seems to milk the console cow before moving to PC. I see that changing, as Sony has stated. Yeah, I think they changed that as well, Hilly. PSVR 2 is getting a VR mode in Gran Turismo 7. My guess is the only reason Sony would not want to bring it to PC is that they can try and get people into their ecosystem to buy a PS5 and a PSVR 2 for that game if they're massive racing sim people. As someone who lives near LA, I agree. I did main stage E3 interviews for the Purple platform in 2019, right? The only thing higher than that would have been like hosting alongside of, I don't know, Phil Spencer. So like the tip of what you can do like at E3, and I was like, LA is just an absolute crap hole. And it's so expensive and traffic's terrible. Why would anybody want to do an event in LA? It's awful. I much preferred the hosting opportunities I got to do in New York. So much easier to get around. It's so much nicer. It's so much nicer. Did you see the article about Sony having production on the PSVR 2 due to low demand? It doesn't surprise me. I tried to tell people for a long time that VR is going to be an uphill battle, man. You got to buy another piece of equipment that's as expensive as a frickin', console. The consumer perception on that's going to be like, no, I'm not buying that. It's as expensive as the dadgum console itself. You know what I mean? Do I want to buy a PlayStation 5 and then a PSVR 2? I could buy 2 PlayStation 5s and get another television and do you know what I'm saying? VR's got an uphill battle, man. People don't like wearing things on their face. I think people get worried about whether or not they're going to get motion sick. Then there's the price point. Then there's the actual game library. There are like 8 hurdles you have to jump over before you decide to pull the trigger on a VR. PSVR sucks, man. Let's just face it. It's not even out yet. So how are we supposed to face the fact that it sucks? It's not even in the market. I ordered a PSVR 2, so I'll do my best to test it out and tell you guys what I think. There won't be a lot of people with them, so we'll be one of the few, channels where you can catch some of those PSVR 2 games. My son just asked to buy him a $400 VR headset this week. I was like, what do you mean, boy? Yeah, boy. If that generation gets behind it, though, then there's hope. Right? A 5 spot from my man 809 Lion. Thank you for putting this morning's show. Makes the workday easier. Also, Cowboy has bad taste in games. Listen, we need people to have bad taste in games because it makes the rest of us look better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need guys like that. He's the yin to the yang. Oh my gosh. Thank you again, man. I appreciate y'all hanging out here. Y'all good people. I played Skyrim VR on PSVR for PS4, and even though it was kind of janky experience, the thrill of pulling the bow back, stabbing someone, hurling fireballs with my hands is an unbeatable experience. Yeah, I do think it's kind of like the 60 FPS versus the 30 FPS conversation. Like, once you experience it, you can't go back. I think the biggest challenge is there are some people that experience VR and they're like, I didn't like it. It made me feel weird. I mean, frickin' Butters is telling me, he's like, yeah, you're going to need a couple of streams. Yeah, you're going to feel sick afterward. Your brain has to get trained and you're not going to like it right away. And I'm like, wow, you should be on their marketing team slinging these things on the corner because you're doing a bang-up job convincing me that I made a terrible purchase. Like, what do you mean it's going to take me 3 or 4 times feeling sick to get over it? Like, what on earth? Wait a minute. There she is. There's another frame. Hang on. There's a frame of her face. Yeah. There's a frame of her face. That's the girl from the Uncharted trailer. That's the first time I've seen that. That's freaking Cassie Drake, bro. That is blonde hair if I've ever seen it. That's blonde hair. I saw the up close side where she blows off the dust on the thing. It's Abby. That is not Abby. That is freaking Cassie Drake, bro. Put money on it. Look at the blonde hair. Why would Abby be in a tomb? Abby becomes a Tomb Raider or something? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that does not look like Abby. Yeah. That looks like Elena Fisher. Makes total sense. Who's Elena Fisher? Who is that? Elena Fisher. Oh, you're right. It looks like Elena Fisher, the fictional character in the games. Nathan Drake's love interest. It 100% resembles her. Right. That's Lara Croft, obviously. Amazon is publishing the next Tomb Raider game, so that gets shot down pretty quickly. Yeah, I'm going on record. That's Cassie Drake. That is my prediction. We are looking at Cassie Drake's face. She very much favors Elena Fisher from Uncharted 4. You can see it in the eyes, the face shape, the lighter hair. I bet you that's who it is. I can definitely see this year being the year PlayStation title PC launches, especially if they don't have a ton of new IP this year. They can use that to fill gaps, smart business moves. That's exactly what I was thinking, Solemn. That's precisely what I was thinking, right? Like, they don't, I don't think they have a ton of big first-party launches this year. They have a couple. You got Final Fantasy 16, that's not first-party, but you got the exclusivity. That's huge. And then you got Spider-Man 2. All right, bangers. Okay. After that, you got Horizon's DLC, and you got the PSVR 2. Okay, Call of the Mountain. Okay. Fill in all those other gaps with PC releases. Because you got Returnal. I bet you we get at least one surprise PC push this year. One. Bangers? LOL? What, you don't think Final Fantasy 16 and Spider-Man 2 are going to be bangers? They're going to be probably very huge commercially. Now, Spider-Man 2 will have limited potential commercial sales initially, but by the time it launches, the saturation of the PS5 will be very, very good compared to what it is now. I mean, it's already good. The only time I have felt weird with PSVR was in the ship of No Man's Sky, says B4110. Bots were attacking me, and I was spinning all around trying to attack them. Had to sit down after that. Right. Horizon bad? How is Horizon bad? Oh, did you hear about the leaked screenshots of Horizon multiplayer? Looks interesting. Yeah, people are complaining that it looks too much like Fortnite. Keep in mind it's an alpha test. Also keep in mind they're going to have to dumb down graphics for something like that. It's not going to be able to look like Horizon Forbidden West if you've got it like literally online and people running around. Like, it's not going to be able to have the graphical fidelity of Forbidden West. They'll have to tone those things down. The Last of Us and Returnal releasing so close to each other implies many more PC, PlayStation games are coming, according to me. Hey, Vigil, I like where your head is at. Think about that. The Last of Us is March. Returnal is a month before that. Why would you have that quick of a cadence unless you had more games coming to PC this year that have not been announced yet? I really like that. I like that, Vigil. I think that's good thinking. You would, if you were only bringing a track with this, I'm going to expound on what Vigil is saying. If you were only bringing Returnal and The Last of Us to PC this year, and that's it, you wouldn't put them right next to each other. You'd space them out, would you not? Now, maybe they're rushing The Last of Us to PC ahead of maybe they had a different plan, and the popularity of the show, maybe they're bumping it up the calendar because the show is just absolutely crushing it, and they're like, listen, that thing needs to hit PC earlier than planned. I would grant that as pushback. Ghost of Tsushima in the summer, Horizon Forbidden West or Demon Souls Remake in the fall. Okay. So, Wheezy, you're kind of in line with what I'm saying. You just don't think we get Ragnarok this year. You think they kick Ragnarok next year summer. Other than that, you're kind of with my prediction. You're just moving some of the pieces around. Well, my theory. It's becoming more of a prediction the more we talk about it. Could they be avoiding big PC releases? Maybe, Zubair. Maybe. Or maybe they don't want to step on big releases like Final Fantasy 16 in June, Diablo 4's in June. That's a big PC release. Right? If they are pushing for 50% by 2025, they need to be launching a little each month in 2023. That's what I'm thinking, Hilly. That's 4 titles this year if we get Returnal, Last of Us, Horizon, and Ghost of Tsushima all on PC. NC with a 2 spot says, TY for the membership, I really appreciate it. Hey, guys, we're 10 away from another time where I have to gift 5 to the community. Every 25, I gift 5 back. You can contribute to that if you want to gift 1. You can contribute that if you just want to jump in as a member on your own. It's only $5, and it covers you for the entire month. We're doing members-only streams every day. We also have a members-only Discord. Do you think Sony would ever dip their toes back into the mobile device market? I don't know about the device market in midlife, but they're going to be pushing their games to mobile. They said that in an investors meeting. They want half of their games, roughly half of their games, 40 to 45% of their games will be on PC or mobile by the time 2025 hits. And a greater percentage of that 45% was PC, but a chunk of it was mobile. I think we get Ghost of Tsushima this summer with the DLC, says Wheezy. Then in the fall, we get either Horizon Forbidden West or Demon Souls Remake is my guess. Then if we get Horizon Forbidden West, I strongly suggest spring or summer. I strongly think spring or summer for Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok on PC, that would still line up with what I'm saying, Wheezy, wouldn't it? I'm telling you, I think God of War Ragnarok comes to PC faster than any other title from Sony. Let's say you're right, Wheeze, and it hits in the spring or the summer. That still makes it the fastest, does it not? That would be a year and a half. That would be right in line with our 18-month predictions that we made prior to this trailer. I kept saying that. They'll kick Ragnarok to PS Plus at 12 months. They'll kick it to PC 18 months. Like, oh, well, The Last of Us Part 1 remake is the fastest, but I'm not going to count that because it's a remake. I'm not going to count that. I'm talking the fastest big title that launches. Yeah, I'm not going to count The Last of Us Part 1 remake. That's just different in my mind. Because it makes more sense that they did parallel development on that to push that out in a faster succession. I'm a fan of multiplayer. I heard Ghost multiplayer was pretty good. Did you play it? I did. There's co-op missions. I thought they were fun. And then there's PvP that I thought was also very, very fun. Why is it different? Because it's not a new game launch. So they have less reason to protect its, like, exclusivity to the PlayStation 5. Like, it's not a new game launch. It's not the same as God of War Ragnarok. Like, all of our predictions about timing of games coming to PC, we were never considering remakes when we made those predictions. We were talking about brand new games. Like, I think I'm making a fair distinction in saying that's not the same at all. I think I'm being fair. What do you think of my crackpot theory above? Now, I'm pulling this out of my butt because I don't know if PlayStation Plus is on PC already, but my other theory was this trailer is teasing them bringing overhauled PS Plus service to PC, including some of these titles on both consoles and PC Plus sub. I just don't know. I don't know if there's an impetus for that. I don't know if there's an impetus to be like, oh no, yeah, we really need to we really want to make sure we push PS Plus to PC. I don't know if that's happening that fast. Like PS Plus on PC, it's already there, but I don't even know how streamlined they have it with what they do on the console itself. I don't know. It's on PC, but you're streaming the games. Yeah, I think he's talking like an actual storefront where you would install the games natively, like the Xbox Game Store. Like, because that'll never, ever get off the ground with PC users. If you have to stream the games, they're going to be like, no, no thank you. I'll install the game on Steam for dadgum's sakes. Like, why would I do that? Omar says, Ghost of Tsushima multi is fun for a while, but it isn't built as a long-term multiplayer solution. I think it maybe opened the possibilities of some sort of live service game in the universe in the future, though. Sounds like something I've heard before, Omar. You have stellar vocabulary. Thank you. I have continued to say that Ghost of Tsushima Legends points to a future live service Ghost of Tsushima game because I think they were testing out that, like, the net code, sort of the online structure. Can you play that game alongside other people and can it be fun? I believe they've proved that yes, you can. There's also a hierarchy of gear in there. There's like blue, green, purple, orange gear, which points to like a loot-based idea of investing in your character, leveling up, etc. So I could see them doing that. I've continued to say that I think Ghost of Tsushima learned from Valhalla, tested live service in their Ghost of Tsushima Legends, and that's what's coming at some point for the Tsushima franchise. I think they could make Jin an NPC that you would like study under and you would learn the way of the ghost from him. Hey, another order of coffee from Eccentric Engineer. He goes for the best of both worlds, a light roast and a dark roast, and it saves you a little bit of money. Thanks for grabbing a bundle of Reforge Roast. If you guys have never tried our coffee before, reforgeroast.com, and it supports me and my family directly. My wife and kiddos ship it to you. They put little notes in the bag, and it is amazing coffee. People in chat will tell you that it's converted them. They can't drink other coffee now. It has balanced acidity, which means there's virtually no bitterness, and it's super smooth, and it'll make other coffee seem quite a bit more bitter and sharp tasting. Not taking any credit away from you, Lono. I was more addressing the question chat. I know I was busting your chops, Omar. I didn't want him to think you can play Ghost of Tsushima multi like COD. No, that was good feedback, Omar, and I think what Omar said is a good word. Ghost of Tsushima multiplayer is not intended to be like some kind of a long-term thing like Omar said. It's like a party game with your buddies on a Friday night. You know what I'm saying? Crack open some beers and play some rounds and haha. It's not meant to be something you put a ton of time. Well, you can actually put a lot of time into it because you can level up quite a bit in that and really customize your build. So I don't know. I think there might be something there for a decent amount, but it will run out of road, because it's not an ongoing thing. Wheezy says, God of War Ragnarok alone was enough for me to buy a PS5. Until VR has something that makes me go, I need that, then it's going to be continually getting pushed back. I don't give a crap about how cool it is to play Resident Evil 4 or Skyrim. I see some of that. I see that crap come out of my hands. I can only play old games so many different ways. Right. Yeah, and spending $500 to play essentially a modded version of a 20-year-old game. Sure. I'm excited to try Horizon Call the Mountain. I want to know what that feels like. It looks like it's getting decent feedback from the people that have touched it. I saw an article this morning that said Hogwarts Legacy is not multiplayer, but you can bring a friend with you into your world. Not sure if that's new info or not. Wait, what? You can bring a friend with you into your world? Where did you read this? What article? Hogwarts Legacy, bring a friend with you. That would be huge news. Who wrote the article? I'm not seeing anything. There are times where like a companion NPC comes with you. I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, hold on and find that. You may have misread something about NPC companions, because commonly you go on missions and there's an NPC companion with you. We noticed that in the gameplay and said at some point they could update the game and be like, hey, invite somebody to your game so they can see your room of requirements or like, get in fights, and play with you. Because there's even a part where they duel and it's a 2v2 duel. And I'm like, why would you have a 2v2 duel if not at some point you enabled me to bring my friend into the game? Don't get my hopes up. Yeah. To quote Hawkeye. Yeah, don't give me hope. Can PSVR 2 be used with other Steam games or strictly PlayStation games? I believe it's strictly PlayStation games. I didn't realize how big of a deal Hogwarts was going to be. I may need to try it. I have been consistently on record saying that Hogwarts Legacy is going to surprise people. From the very beginning, my gut instinct was that people are going to say, this is a far deeper RPG than we expected, and the more they show, the more it looks like I'm going to be right. Like, I told folks, I said, this game seems huge. They're giving us a glimpse of an iceberg. I said, I think the headlines will be surprisingly deep RPG, because I think a lot of people looked at it and thought, oh, Harry Potter, it'll be a silly action game that you play for 10 hours and then you'll be done. Oh, no. 35 to 40 hours just for the campaign, 70 or more for a completionist run. It's a big game. Yo, what's good, Atwood? Good to see you over here on the Tickety Talk. Thank you guys so much for a really strong turnout. YouTube made an update to where the hyperlink for live streams now has the word live in it. Like how if you share a short, it's like YouTube/short/ then the video ID. They made a change to live streams literally just yesterday. So it's like YouTube/live/ the video ID. And I wonder if that's I feel like we've met a ton more people today. I don't know how many of them, not very many of them press subscribe, maybe 10. That's pretty good. 10 subs from a live stream, I'll take it. Hogwarts Legacy is a single player game according to the developer. Yeah, they've answered the question 6 ways from Sunday, right? Posted in the Discord link that I saw. It's a single player game according to the developer. Wait, I don't understand. You're telling me this article indicates there's no Hogwarts Legacy multiplayer, but you can get in-game friends to join you. In-game friends to join you. Those are NPCs, my friend. That is a very, very frustrating phrasing. That should work. 12 p.m. Eastern. Yes, sir. I'm booking my man Doc Dark. I'm booking him. I'm going to have him on. This guy. I like him. Check your mic. Okay. Check my mic. There's nothing wrong with it. There's a verified QA tester. He did an AMA replying to questions on the Harry Potter subreddit earlier, within the bounds of NDA. Oh, we got like, did he outline any new information? That could be good. Yeah, that's really crappy wording. You can bring an in-game friend with you instead of like you can bring a friend in-game with you. You know what I mean? Doc is a loser and a cowboy wannabe. Come on now. Looking forward to a Doc versus Lono debate. He dropped one today, and I was like, oh, come on, man. He was talking about the sound is bad. Well, there's almost 500 people watching on YouTube and I don't know what, 10 over here on the Tickety Talk. It's probably your headphones, my friend. If my sound was bad, my audience would be telling me. But make sure your headphones are pushed all the way in. Yeah, he dropped one this morning and I was like, oh man, I would love to debate him about that. Talking about how Game Pass is changing the industry, and he's like saying how Sony should be putting their big first-party titles on their PlayStation Plus service. And I'm like, Doc, why would they do that? Their games sell like crazy. They're just supposed to walk away from profit? They don't. Why would they do that? Look at the sales of Forbidden West and Ragnarok. It'd be antithetical to business sense to do that, to put it on PlayStation Plus, what, just because you think they should? That would be a good debate. Because he started saying that. I'm like, no way. Like, I had a whole analogy in my head. I was like, listen, if you go to Fazoli's and they give you free breadsticks, you can't go to the next Italian restaurant down the road and be like, well, why aren't the breadsticks free? And they'd be like, because they're different than the breadsticks at Fazoli's. Like, our business structure is completely different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are homemade. They're fresh. It's a proprietary recipe that this guy made. He's actually a true immigrant from Italy. You know what I mean? I watch that, and Doc always has bad takes. I always tell him there's a consumer side and a business side. The business side has to be a big part of gaming like that. Sorry, it was on my end. The cat hit my amp. Yeah, I was going to say, if I have issues with audio, I get told instantly. People are like, yo, what's going on with your audio? It's only happened it happened yesterday because my stupid camera mic was on. As opposed to a fake immigrant from Italy. Oh, shut up, Wheezy. Dog doesn't like to pay for games. He'll tell you he buys $20 games from the GameStop bin. Right. And I will gladly pay for Ragnarok because of what I get when I do. I will gladly pay because Santa Monica expanded and grew, and Guerrilla expanded and grew, and their sequels were bigger and better than their previous games because of that. You see what I'm saying? Like, that is a healthy relationship in my book. I'll gladly pay you money for the game. I got no problem doing that when it's that consistent, right? When the delivery is that consistent. Oh, and your developers are expanding. What am I supposed to? Let's look at 343 as a test case. Like, come on, it's like, what's happening? They're like probably a third of the size they used to be. Why? Well, you didn't invest in the property properly. Like, it's so hard not to look at Sony's business method and say, this is healthier for their developers. This feels like a healthier ecosystem. You have developers growing, expanding, bigger and better games than their previous games. And then when I look at Microsoft, I'm like, yeah, it's great that Game Pass is such an amazing value, but if it continues to lead to what happened to 343, then I don't think this is a healthy ecosystem. This is an unhealthy ecosystem. We're shelling? Yeah, I'm fine. I'll put on the shell. I'll put on the blue shell. Get out of here. Like, I would love to debate that with him. Like, look at the business practices of both companies and look at the value and quality of the games that you're getting. Like, talk to me in December of this year. Seriously. Talk to me in December of 2023, and let's keep track. Let's keep track of how many big releases hit both platforms. Or, I don't know, we could look at the last 2 years and add up who had more really big successful launches. Just add up all the games from the launch of the PS5 and the Series X to now. Just add them up and ask the question. Which ecosystem is leading to the flourishing of developers in like absolutely award-winning game launches? Which ecosystem's cranking out more consistent, big titles? Like, which one's doing it? I will never deny the value you get on Game Pass, but is it having depreciating returns? Is Halo anomalous? Is 343 anomalous? Or is this the pattern we can expect from that platform? Microsoft will just buy everything that people care about, and everyone will be forced to be a part of the Xbox ecosystem. I don't know. Even that post last night from that lady about The Last of Us. I'm like, look at your own property. Focus on that. Like, look at Halo. Why should we hand you a bunch more property? Why should we do that? Look at what you did to your boy, and I'm supposed to hand you more? You know what I'm saying? It would be like my kid being like, yeah, this is my art project. All those boxes you gave me, look what I did. And he lit it all on fire. Could I have some more? No, I'm not going to give you more. You mistreated what I already gave you. Like, if that's how you're going to treat Master Chief and Halo, my gosh, what are you going to do with all these other properties that aren't even associated with your brand? He's 343's got a new story. It'll still make Halo games despite rumors to the contrary, but with mass layoffs, at least 95 people, an engine pivot to Unreal, and a focus only on multiplayer for the near future, 343 is hitting the reset button. Oh no, they're not. All y'all that told me they'll never leave slip space for Unreal, well, it sounds like that's happening. They are starting from scratch, according to Jason Schreier. He just posted, sorry, get the frick out of here. Woo! That's hot. That's hot off the presses. That's hot. I told y'all I told y'all. I said they're going to reset this franchise. They're going to get out of this engine. It will let them bring in more talent from the industry because slip space is narrow. It'll line up better with their contractual policy. Get the frick off this engine. And here we sit. Dang it. That means I got to run that show tomorrow. Just when I thought I was going to get out and take a trip, they pull me back in. Yeah, that's landing today. Yeah, that's landing today. We have an upload today about mixed messaging. But then this hits. And here we go. Sorry, Bruno, you're never getting back to Ohio. Man, listen. I'm telling you, I did this with Destiny, and boy does it feel good to be doing it in another venue with completely different games and completely different funnels of content. It's like, I'm telling you, man, we are getting such a good batting average of calls. Is Schreier still well regarded? My man has connections and inside tracks, brother, and he writes for Bloomberg. I would say so, yes. If he comes to market with an article, it's vetted and well-researched. He does not shoot from the hip. What chair is that? It's a high-back mesh ergonomic chair. I would love to work with Mavix. They have this style, but they're all these other chair companies are like racer chairs. I don't want a racer chair. I want this chair. I've had chair companies reach out. I'll have a video out today. Explain how Microsoft can make Halo great again. Do it. If I like it, I'll react to it. Yeah, there's things that Schreier did in 2020 that I think that frustrate me and makes me. Is it comfortable? Yes, it is. I sit in it long hours every day. The mesh, when you first start sitting in a mesh chair versus like a leather, it is rough. Like if you put your hands on it, but you get used to that. It's just different. It's not bad, if that makes sense. Like if you're just accustomed to like that soft leather feel, it feels rough when you put your hands on it, almost like sharp. Because it's like a durable mesh material. You said Mavix? Yeah. Mavix. I literally promote their chairs because they sell this exact style. I can't get their stupid application process to work. Can I strut in and do my victory lap that Xbox Studios should and will slowly start to converge to using Unreal Engine? I mean, we covered this months ago, and I was like, Microsoft should get all their studios on Unreal because at least that would mean their 18-month contractual policy would actually dovetail with that, because when you bring people in, you don't have to train them on the dadgum engine. You just bring in people that are accustomed to working with Unreal. I still think the 18-month contractual policy needs to go, but at the very least, the minute you get off of proprietary engines, that contract policy is not compounding with your first-party engine. I had that exact same chair, fell asleep in it. Sometimes it's pretty comfortable. I recorded over the weekend. I just had to put it together. So since it's all this talk about Halo, I need to get it today. Do it on my lunch break. Yeah, push that out. Push that out. We got a Halo video going this afternoon as well. It'll probably do very well because of this article from Schreier. Actually, we'll be going to that video probably in the next 20 minutes. No Set says, I'm still here for my Xbox One X having fun while all these people are comparing a rock with another rock with a different color, basically. It's all about your preferences. I have all the consoles. I just play games when they're worth my time, you know? Mike was pushing back against the mass exodus to Unreal. Schreier article seems thin. I skimmed it. Well, his tweet certainly doesn't seem thin. I mean, he's saying big things. They're pivoting to Unreal, and they're hitting the reset button. Listen, I don't know how you couldn't do that anyway. Eugene, how do you not do that? At this point, think about where they are at this point. I literally talk about that in today's upload. How do you not just completely start over? You stripped 343 down to a very small size. That smells like you're starting over. That doesn't smell like you're ramping up to keep cranking out Halo Infinite. Can we see the tweet? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Gotta just switch the cap card. There you go. Microsoft's 343 Industries will still make Halo games despite rumors to the contrary, but with mass layoffs, at least 95 people, an engine pivots to Unreal, and a focus only on multiplayer for the near future, 343 is hitting the reset button. New story. The biggest part of that tweet is the pivot to Unreal, because we've covered that, and I've pushed for that for months. Months I've pushed for that. I'm like, get off this freaking engine. Get out of here. The article doesn't exactly say they're pivoting. I'll have to read it later. It's pretty long. It's pretty long. I'll go on record. That's my prediction. Right? That's my prediction, is that they moved to Unreal. Why would you love to crap on Halo? When have I ever crapped on Halo? They crapped on themselves. I just talked about it. Get it straight. This may sound bad, but I think Microsoft should just completely close down 343 and move Halo to another studio. Not you. Oh, I was going to say, I was like, I don't crap on Halo. What are you talking about? He was talking to somebody else. I was like, my gosh. Oh, Eugene says, I say that as someone who loves to crap on Halo, and the article doesn't exactly say they're pivoting. Okay, sorry. I was like, they crapped on themselves, man. I just report on it. I just report on it, dude. That's all I do. That's all I do. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That video is gonna cook today. That video is gonna cook. I've been crapping on Halo since it released. Slow, fake attempt to be Unreal Tournament. After all that development work on the grapple hook. Yeah, all that work, man. They're abandoning slipspace. If you guys are just tuning in, sorry, some news just broke. That they're potentially shifting to Unreal for Halo. So we're not talking about PlayStation. Let me bring it back to PlayStation. If you haven't seen it yet, we've been covering this new trailer. This is a freeze frame that we're arguing is Cassie Drake. There's an Uncharted 5 teaser in the latest PlayStation 5 trailer called Live from PS5, and it looks like I think they're drawing attention to all these titles and what they'll be doing in 2023, and because of that, I think that we're looking at. Let me switch my input back to the zoom in, and then let me go like this, so that way I can have both things pulled up. There we go. We think that everything in this trailer is pointing to games that will have something happen in 2023. That's what I've been saying. And that's what we're talking about. So the Halo thing just broke. We may be doing a talk show on that tomorrow morning, because that's pretty big news that puts me in a pretty decent position to say my favorite saying. I told you so. One of my favorite sayings of all time. It's my favorite. I told you so. And so we'll see how much merit there is to it. We'll see how much merit there is to this article, and maybe do a show tomorrow about that. And then let's do this. Didn't the head guy at Naughty Dog yesterday say they had no future plans for the Uncharted series? That's actually what's so interesting about it, Chris. I read his direct quotations. I'll read them to you now. He said Okay, he did say they were moving on, but the way he phrased it, I actually think leaves room for the fact that Sony would continue to do things with Uncharted even without Naughty Dog. He said that we were able to put our final brushstroke on that story and say that we're done, we're moving on. Again, that betrays something, right? We're moving on, okay? We are. Like, we're moving on from the title. It sounds like a movement away from the title, not the quote-unquote end of the title. It wasn't until late last year when previous studio head Bonnie Ross and engine lead David Berger departed and Pierre Hintz took over that the firm finally decided to pivot to Unreal. How does that not say they're pivoting to Unreal, Eugene? That seems like black and white. That's literally... And that makes sense as to why the engine lead would leave. Like, I don't know. That seems pretty rock solid to me. Seems pretty rock solid to me. Lono, I need my Halo video to crush yours. The cowboy must come out on top. What do I need to do to accomplish that? It's tough. It's tough. You know, use the right title. Use the right keywords. You know, have a good thumbnail. You know, so people click on your dadgum video, man. Like, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Told you I skimmed it. Well, if you're going to skim it and come to a conclusion, you know, come on, Mr. Lawyer Man, do a better job. Do a better job skimming, brother. That's funny. You can mention somebody's chat that you got a video coming up. Got to do the work for the result. Yeah, the key is consistency. You know, hit at a predictable rhythm. You know, the biggest piece of advice I could give you is create a thumbnail that's consistent so people know that it's you. I think that's been one of the key things that's helped us. We made a change to our Friday show when I hang out with 30 and Still Gaming. We made a change to the thumbnail only, and turnout doubled because people were like, "Oh, that's my man Lono." But when we tried to call it something or we tried to change the thumb, our click rate plummeted. So, yeah, you gotta strive for that professionalism and that consistency. If you don't, your users will respond accordingly, right? They'll respond as consistently as you are is a pretty decent content creator axiom. I'm not saying anything you can't find on YouTube. I'm not giving you like backdoor tricks. This is just what everybody says. Like, you got to be consistent. What if I just dress up as you? I mean, you got some challenges in that department. You do. I'm pretty lightly complected, and you know, I have a lot more hair than you, so you might have a hard time. I don't know how tall you are. I'm a short guy. Disappointed in myself, said Zubair. We need Colin so I can tell him, Eugene, that I'm disappointed in him. Yeah. And I'm disappointed in myself right now. Backdoor Tricks, the title of Lono's biography. Shut up, Valiant. That's gross. That's gross. Gotta find that wardrobe in adult sizes. That's right. Guys, we're going to be heading to this Halo video in about 10 minutes. If you want to get this to 75 and take 10 more people with us, and then I'll give 5 because that'll be another 25 goal hit. You got some time to do that. After the Halo video, we will redirect to members only so you can talk about my latest upload with members. That's a great reason to be a member. You're missing out on that second show today. We do not have a second talk show. I think folks are underrating the PSVR 2, high-end specs, OLED screen, and foveated rendering. I don't even know what that is. I think people are going to be blown away. $1,000 for a PC VR or $1,000 for the PS5 and the best VR headset. It's on Unreal now. Its attempts to be a fake Unreal tournament are getting better. I'm short also, 5'5". What crazy is when I met Doc, surprisingly, he's a surprisingly small guy. I was also shocked. Yeah, I'm 5'6". So no wonder I like y'all. I like short people. Yo, what's good? Dr. Red MD jumping in with his own membership. Thank you so much for doing that. Welcome back. PSVR seems really cool. I was on the edge of buying it, but who wants to sit there all that time with a big headset on playing a game? Not me. I think it's one of those things, once you experience it, maybe it'll change your mind. You know what I mean? Sorry, they're doing Last of Us 3. They're not doing Uncharted 5. I don't think Naughty Dog is doing The Last of Us 3, but another studio is on Uncharted 5. Yeah, no, you said that wrong. Yeah. I agree with you. I think Naughty Dog is moving on to The Last of Us Part 3, and then I think Sony's going to hand the Uncharted series to Cassie Drake, and they're gonna hand it to somebody else. That's what I think. Getting the PSVR in April or May. Yo, Zelda Heart jumped in as a brand new member all by themselves. That's what I want to see right there. Let's not do a gifted train. Let's do a single member train. If you've never done a membership on YouTube, help me with this. Click the $sign, click the join button, become a member. It's $5. You can sample my badge, my emotes, my members only Discord. Let's see if we can get 9 people to do that right now. There's plenty of people here. You enjoy the show regularly. If you can throw $5 my way, you get a lot in return for doing that. We do a lot for members on this channel. I don't care what anybody says. Virtual reality gaming is far superior than looking at a TV. I cannot get into TV gaming anymore. Yo, thanks for renewing. Savage Sharkbite jumping back in and hitting the 17 months, and it is a member plus. Thank you so much for doing that. I'll count upgrades to plus too. Anybody that got gifted today, if you upgrade to a member plus, it's $1 to do that. If you do that, I'll count that in this count over here. I'll count that. Anybody that upgrades to PS, anybody a PS plus, anybody that upgrades to member plus or VIP, I'll count that. HBO probably just wrote a holy crap level check to Naughty Dog to get TLU 3 off the ground, right? Yeah, TLU 3 is, they're just going to have to figure out what they want to do with the story. You know what I'm saying? That'll be the challenge. That'll be the challenge, I think. If you think about it, that's the real, that's the challenge always. When you have a story that's that good, you know, you gotta consider that. See here. There we go. Perfect. Welcome all the new subs today as well. A lot of people hitting subscribe for the first time on the channel. Thank you so much for doing that. We are getting there. We are cruising to 25,000 subscribers on the channel. They're cutting the PSVR 2 shipments in half due to low pre-orders. Yeah, that's not surprising at all. I don't even think that's on PlayStation. I think VR's got an uphill battle, you know. I've said that for a long time to people. I've had a lot of people tell me, you know, that VR is the way of the future and VR is going to be mainstream. And I'm just like, Yo, my man Scott D jumping back in as a member. Thank you so much. I don't know if people realize how impressive the numbers and growth rate from week to week HBO is. They've made so many hits. To be in there with Game of Thrones, ETC is phenomenal. Yeah. I think VR is the future. Keyword future. I think VR will be extremely common and successful, but I think it's probably 10 years away. It's just going to be a slow climb for the next decade. And then it'll hit that crest where the ball rolls down the hill because so many people will have it. You'll start to expedite. Oh, wow. Market saturation for VR is much better. Now we can start putting more money into titles. So publishers become more interested. Your projects get bigger. You get more projects. You have a bigger library. Now that there's a bigger library with more impressive games, more people buy into VR. Do you see what I'm saying? It starts banging on all cylinders. I think it's just going to take about a decade to get there. In 10 years, I think it'll be 100% mainstream. I don't think it will ever surpass standard screen gaming. I don't think it ever will. I think standard screen consumption has been so common. Anytime they've tried to diverge from that with like 3D televisions or curved televisions, I think looking at a screen is always going to be the most common medium. Whether it's a screen in your hand, on your wall, a projection on your wall, flat screens are just going to be so hard to overcome. You know? Every time they've tried to innovate on those things, man, I feel like people just continue to prove that, just give me a really nice TV. You know? The form factor of TVs and movie theaters have changed with respect to size and quality, but it's still a screen. You know, even 3D movies aren't mainstream. You go to the movie theater, how many of the dadgum theaters are 3D? Not that many, because the response and the demand wasn't good enough. People had to pay more money. They got to wear the glasses. They're like, no thanks. You know? AR will be more popular than VR. I could see augmented reality glasses being extremely popular, especially if it simulates a screen right in front of you or something like that, to eliminate the potential for motion sickness. All right, we have 5 minutes till we go to the premiere. We didn't get the single member train, so if y'all want a gift, now's your chance. You guys held off. We need 9 more. We don't have to do it. I'm just letting y'all know. We got 5 minutes. We're going to go to this Halo video in 5 minutes. I've got a video about the mixed messaging on Halo. We will likely do a talk show tomorrow morning about this story that just came out because it's big and we've been saying all the stuff that's in this report. So, some people can't wear the VR headset. Yeah, that too. Wearing something is a big barrier for people. It is. People are like, I don't want to wear something on my face. I think that's what hurt 3D TVs. I think that's what's made it hard for 3D movies to do well. People don't want to wear something on their face. Anyway, I'll see the Virtual Boy. Failed Nintendo VR way back in the 90s. Yeah. Not only immediate neck cramps, the style was awkward, right? Style was awkward. It was like that red with lines and stuff. You know what I mean? It was, I don't know. Cardoc's going to help us get there. He's going to take us to 71. My man. Thank you, Cardoc, for gifting 5 members to the community. Appreciate that so much, man. It went to Virus Phantom, The Daily Grind, Levi, Big Mac, and Colin Smith. I recognize virtually all of those names. Those are people who are here on the regular. You will be able to hang out with me in a members-only stream after this Halo video. If you guys like these premieres and then you want to discuss them with me, that's a great reason to be a member. We only need 30 more likes as well. If you haven't pressed like, this is your reminder to smash it. Those milestones help. If you're watching the VOD later, make sure and smash it. Push us to the next milestone that we're about to hit. There's new 3D laptop tech that doesn't need glasses, but it only works for one viewer and the camera tracks. Interesting. Brings a whole new meaning to member-only streams. What did Hilly say? I like the game in the news. Thanks again for being safe for work. No problem, Zelda. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys enjoy the content, keep in mind it is safe for work. If you're watching over on the Tickety Talk, you're going to need to come over to YouTube. Head over to Reforge Gaming if you want to watch this Halo thing. Come over and become a member if you want to be a part of the members-only talk. I'm going to go ahead and shut down the stream on the Tickety Talk first. I'm going to end over there because, oh, golly. Golly. We're okay. I pulled out the I pulled out the thing that holds the phone, and it had the monitor slightly propped up, and so the whole thing shook. Thought gaming peaked with Duck Hunt. That level of NES game was unmatched. Guys, we're 4 away from 75. You got 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes, and we're going over to this. The next great party game is called Mask of Fury. Reply yes if you want a demo. It looks like you game you just run around and punch people. That's my kind of game. This video is going to premiere in 2 minutes. VR is not convenient and also way too expensive for everyone to have easy access to it. Rumor, Amazon buys Tomb Raider for twice the price of Embracer's Square Enix buyout. Oh, they bought it? I thought Amazon was just going to publish it. Hey, Talica's going to do it. Let's go. Right at the buzzer. All you people that are about to get these members, you can come with us for the members-only discussion. You're going to get 5 from Talica, and then you're going to get 5 from me, and then we're going to go check out this Halo video. Thank you so much, Talica, for dunking the ball right at the buzzer. I appreciate it so much, taking us to 76 for the day. Alex says, I had to tune out. What story? Thank you so much, Ravenwolf, GTR Nemo, Sam Mudd, Cyber Guy, and Andrew Bozelli. You guys got them. You got it gifted. What's a rumor? We don't know what's real, Wheezy. There we go. Sauron Grant, Javier Gonzalez, Cecilia, John Smith, and John Aaron. You guys all got gifted members. All right, here is the link. That is where we are headed. If you prefer to click the link instead of ride the redirect, please click the link in chat. We are going to head over to this Halo Mix messaging stream. I'll see you guys over there, and then I'll see you in a members-only discussion.